Welcome into Arnold Field in Sonoma, game number 2 of the 2026 campaign, wrapping up a mini 2-game set against the California Red Tails and trying to make it a sweep. Sonoma got the job done on opening day by the final score of 7-3. An eventful 8th inning saw each team put up 3 runs each. Sonoma sent 7 different pitchers to the mound to get through 9 innings, but it all went off smoothly, and the Stompers get another opening day win. Nate, lots to talk about, but just overall, I mean, some clutch hitting in the late innings by the Stompers, and then the pitching, we talked about it was a lot of guys, but they all seemed to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, coming up in big moments, especially Sam Schnitzer came into that moment, into that 8th inning where the Red Tails still had a lot of guys on, a chance to take the lead, and he shut it down in that inning. Got through the 9th cleanly. Of course, it helps when your lineup puts up 3 runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And Rylan Heckman, I mean, how about a debut up in Sonoma? That 2-run single really opened things up for the Stomps.
Yeah, Heckman came off the bench to hit in the 7th inning. That was with Sonoma leading just 2-0. It felt like there had been so many missed opportunities. He comes up 2 on, 2 out. And in his first at-bat since high school, slapped an opposite field single, scoring 2. That made it 4-0. Stompers would give up 3 runs in the top of the next inning to make it 4-3. But, Nate, how important was that bottom of the 8th? They got all their runs back.
Yeah, I mean, that's what made it huge. And obviously, at the end of the day, you know, the pitcher in that 9th inning, Schnitzer, did shut things down. 3 up, 3 down. But still, adding that insurance just gives you so much more confidence on the mound and makes your job so much easier. You know you have a lot of breathing room to work with, and that's why things just look so simple for Sonoma in the 9th compared to the really most of the game where the Red Tails were stacking up guys on base. They just couldn't bring them home.
Yeah, the Red Tails struggled mightily with runners in scoring position. They ended up leaving 11, and that was just between innings 4 and 8, so a very unproductive set of the middle innings against, as we mentioned, a carousel of different Stompers pitchers. But Sean McBroom was really the best. Started 2 innings pitched, 0s across the board with 3 strikeouts. He's slated to go again in the CCL opener against Slow. What made him so effective?
Just all of his stuff was working. He was working around fastball in the inner half of the plate, outer half of the plate. Started to work in that breaking ball in the 2nd inning where he had 2 strikeouts. Really, really good day. I mean, just picking up where I left off from last season, right? Was one of Sonoma's best pitchers in 2025. Had a back injury, wasn't able to pitch in the fall or spring, and now comes back this summer like he's never left.
Yeah, I talked to Zach Pace yesterday and pitching coach Mike Nunez today. Both of them talked about how he's just a competitor out there. He trusts his stuff, and he's willing to attack in the zone really in no matter what count. Mike Nunez today said in counts where a lot of guys will give up and throw a meat pitch, McBroom trusts his stuff and attacks hitters, and he did that very well yesterday. Now let's talk about today's starter, yet another returner. McBroom got the ball last year in the CCL North title game. Today, Devin Laginta gets the ball. He went in game 1 of the championship series down south, works very quickly, spent last year out Delta College. What do you have on Devin Laginta, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, this is the guy who pitched the only complete game shutout of 2025 for Sonoma. 2nd on the team in strikeouts, only 7 walks throughout the entire summer. Really, really good stuff that gets a lot of batters to swing and miss. Over at Delta this past season, again, 1 start, 6.05 ERA, but it was those strikeouts to walk ratio that yet again impressed, 15-7. Really, really good stuff from Laginto. As you said, expect him to work quick, and that could be such a weapon on the mound.
Yeah, complete game shutout at Menlo Park back on July the 1st of last season, and then had the pressure pitches. He worked well in game 1 of the CCL Championship Series. That game, of course, he left after 6 innings with the Stompers holding on to a 7-3 lead. That lead would balloon to 9-4 heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Stompers would eventually lose game 1 to Conejo and lose that series in 2 games. But Laginto, a guy who's not going to get as much length as he did last year. The Delta pitching coaches don't want to see as many innings out of Laginto as he's going to return there in the fall. And you're going up against a guy in Michael Graham who redshirted last year at the College of Marin. And Nate, there's just not much on these guys who haven't even played at the JUCO level. They've just played high school baseball. How do the Stompers hitters attack?
Well, you don't really know how to attack, and you kind of saw that yesterday as a bit of a problem when a guy like Jackson Van Til came into the game. The Stompers had nothing on him besides being a redshirt at College of Marin and his high school stats, and he goes out 4 complete innings, 5 strikeouts, just 1 base runner. And that's what makes it so scary. You don't know what you're going to get out of him because you could either get that or you can get what some of the other guys put up there where they allowed a lot of base runners and allowed the Stompers to have a lot of success on offense. It's really just anyone's game. You don't know what's going to happen.
And if we talk about the lineup a little bit, today Zach Pace sends out a couple familiar faces. The left fielder Trent Keys leads off, followed by the third baseman Tino Vassell, the center fielder Nick Sebastiani, and the catcher Hunter Carlson cleans it up. The second baseman Ben Sebastiani in the 5 spot. The right fielder Connor Johnston bats 6th. 7, 8, and 9 go the designated hitter Rylan Heckman, the first baseman Anthony Shepler, and the shortstop Kays Duramalar. And let's start with the top of this lineup, Nate. Trent Keys, 2 for 4, a walk, a double, and 2 RBIs. His at-bats look great at the top of the order.
Yeah, and that's where it's so important to have production. He's the guy that's going to be setting the tone for the offense throughout the rest of the game. And when you go out there, put up a 2 for 4 day, especially when you only hit 179 last summer, I mean, that's what's going to be so big for the team heading into games like that. If you can have Keys hitting that well, your offense is going to look great for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Keys looks like he might be slotting into that top spot in this order. He hit leadoff a little bit for the Mustangs of San Joaquin Delta College. Nick Sebastiani, he has to produce game in and game out. 2 for 4 with a walk, but that's not who I want to talk about, Nate. Let's talk Hunter Carlson, highly touted guy on paper, one of the best on this roster. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. He got robbed by the center fielder Ethan Kwok on a diving play in the right center field alley, but his swing looked good. Hitting coach Paul Maderena thought his swing looked good. You got to think hits are coming his way.
I'm not worried at all. I think, he put up some really good at-bats, a nice walk that he worked. Obviously, you want that strikeout pack, but, everyone was striking out to Jackson Van Til. I don't blame him. I'm really excited to see how he goes behind the dish with a guy like Laginto. Their first time working together, and as you mentioned, he likes to go quick. That's going to be such a tough adjustment for Carlson. Let's see how he handles it.
Stompers and the Red Tails on a Friday night. Campaign night here at Arnold Field. Eric Jones in the building. He'll be throwing out the first pitch in just a little while. Still slated for a 6:05, 6:10 first pitch here from Sonoma. And Nate, these games they matter. They just matter like all the other ones. But the Slow Blues come to town on Tuesday. The Stompers have the Red Tails today. The Berkovich Honors tomorrow. Sunday and Monday off. And how do you get ready for league play? And if you're on the coaching staff, what are you looking for out of these guys?
Well, it's only a 3-game sample in non-league play, which is what makes it so difficult for Tuesday because you're going to have guys that you can rely on. Slow, Sonoma, 2 of the teams that you usually find here in the top half of the standings of the CCL North. And while these games don't look like they matter in June, come late July, they're going to be important. They're going to be tiebreakers that are going to need to be decided. They're going to be really close in league standings. And so these 3-game sets, the 2 against the Red Tails and then tomorrow against Berkovich, you're going to find out what guys you can rely on in the crucial opening start to Slow on Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah,
they really do just get right in to CCL play, but a couple more tune-ups before then. We get you the second game of the Stompers season. The Stompers and the Red Tails coming up next on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. Game 2 of the 2026 season getting set to go here from Sonoma County. Arnold Field hosts the first 5 of the Stompers season, and it sees a familiar face on the mound in Devin Laginto. Let's set the defense behind him. Hunter Carlson behind the dish will go third to first. Tino Vassell, Kays DeRomalar, Ben Sebastiani, and Anthony Shepler. Trent Keys, Nick Sebastiani, and Connor Johnston bats left to right, and they'll face the California Red Tails 0-1 after their loss here last night, and this is the lineup announced by manager Ryan Cooney. The center fielder Dominic Scafani leads off, followed by the catcher Jacob Cassiano. Gaetani Polizzotti, the left fielder, hits third, and the first baseman Isaiah Broadus cleans it up. Beckett Montgomery in the 5 spot, he plays shortstop. The right fielder Caleb Catalano after that. 7, 8, and 9, the DH Pablo Ocio, the second baseman Kai Reynolds, and the third baseman Isaiah Work. Laginto, a right-handed pitcher, works very quickly. A 6-foot, 185-pound righty out of Rohnert Park comes to us by way of Delta College, and an injury-riddled first year with the Mustangs it was for Laginto. Just 11 appearances. He totaled 19.1 innings and an ERA over 6. He faces center fielder Dominic Scafani, followed by Jacob Cassiano and Gaetani Polizzotti here in inning number 1.
Now batting, number 5, Dominic Scafani.
The righty Laginto's ready. The righty Scafani's ready. The first pitch of the game is cut on and missed for strike 1. 6:06 the first pitch. It's 65 degrees in Sonoma. Another beautiful evening for baseball. The 0-1. Outside corner called strike 2, and Laginto doing exactly what you're supposed to. He's out in front quickly of Dominic Scafani, who came off the bench and went 2 for 2 yesterday. He sends this one to center field, not deep. Nick Sebastiani drifts in and makes the catch, 1 away. First out retired just 3 pitches into the ball game, and that brings up Jacob Cassiano.
Good to see Sebastiani getting some early hits out to him in center. His first time really playing center in a couple, and since he only played it a couple times last year, and he had a couple of tough plays out there in terms of navigating the field and route running and whatnot. So it's good to have him see an easy fly out to for his first.
Cassiano, a left-handed hitter committed to William Jessup, and he swings and fouls it back to the screen. 0-1. 4 pitches, 4 strikes for Laginto, whose MO is work quickly and fill up the zone. Working from the wind, comes to the plate. Foul back to the screen, and the second straight hitter is behind 0-2.
Cassiano behind on both swings there.
Cassiano 0 for 2 with 3 walks in yesterday's ball game. A day where 7 Stompers pitchers combined for 10 free passes. Laginto's just standing there waiting for Cassiano to dig back in. And now he shakes his catcher, Hunter Carlson, agrees on a sign, and it's fouled in and out of the glove of his catcher. Carlson comes to us from Georgia State University. Catcher and a first baseman for G State. Laginto and Carlson agree on a sign. Another 0-2 pitch coming. Outside. Fastball just missed off the corner, says home plate umpire John Pierce. Cameron Jones will be aiding him in the field today.
We've seen Cassiano after every single pitch step out of the batter's box. That's going to be something batters do a lot against Laginto.
1-2 struck him out, swinging breaking ball. First strikeout of the 2026 campaign for Devin Laginto. He totaled 33 strikeouts and just 7 walks in 2025. Gaetani Polizzotti, beg your pardon, digs in. Redshirted at the College of Marin last season, went 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch in yesterday's ball game, then takes a called strike 1.
Scafani and Polizzotti were 2 of the better hitters yesterday for the Red Tails. Both of them came off the bench.
0-1. Low outside, 1-1. And something you've noticed in just now the 10th inning, it's a loud Stomper defense behind their pitcher. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Fooled on the breaking ball. You hear Case DeRomular, the shortstop, saying something. There's always some chatter. He's played with Devin Laginto since Little League. 1-2 pitch. Inside. Polizzotti thought about pretending and hit him and then looked back at the umpire and thought better of that. DeRomular played Little League with Laginto in Rohnert Park and then high school together at Rancho Cotati, and they played with the Petaluma Leghorns 2 summers ago. 2-2 pitch. Outside filler up 3-2. That one gets to the screen. Laginto overthrew a fastball.
Couple of pitches in a row that have gotten away from Carlson. Maybe he's just struggling to adjust and working with a new guy in Laginto.
Payoff pitch coming. Laginto delivers. It's bounced back up the middle for a base hit. Hard hit baseball, Polizzotti. He's aboard with a single. He has a hit now in both games this series. And that's a nice sight to see for Ryan Cooney and the Red Tail coaching staff. California didn't get their first hit till 1 out in the 4th yesterday.
Polizzotti reached all 3 times now against the Stompers with those 2 hits and a hit by a pitch last night.
Broadus digs in, a left-handed hitter, wide open stance. Laginto's first pitch below the knees, in and out of the glove of Carlson. Maybe a reason he didn't get the call. Split the plate, but just a little bit low to Broadus. Redshirted last year at Chabot. 1-0 from Laginto. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. Broadus very late. The count's 1-1.
And again, the red-tailed batter, Broadus, stepping out of the batter's box, forcing Laginto to slow it down more than he wants to.
Ryan Cooney in the third base coaching box. Former Stomper Jake Verwheel in the first base coaching box for the Red Tails. 1-1 from Laginto. Popped up high in the air down the third base line. And ranging over is Tino Vassell, and he runs out of room. It drops into the Flybird Margarita Lounge set up down the third base line. And then set up next to that is the Champagne Club that's hosting congressional candidate Eric Jones, who threw out the first pitch today.
Said he hasn't thrown a baseball in 30 years. Not
Didn't
so
look
bad
bad.
for him. No, I didn't think it looked bad for 30 years off.
1-2. Cut on and missed. Laginto picks up a couple of strikeouts and leaves a runner at first. Nothing across for the Red Tails in the top of inning number 1, with the Stompers coming up in the bottom half. Bottom of inning number 1. Devin Laginto left a runner stranded in the top half, and now Michael Graham toes the slab, a 5'11", 147-pound righty from San Rafael. He attended Tierra Linda High School before redshirting last season at the College of Marin, sporting the black tops with a black long-sleeve undershirt, and then the green California Red Tails caps, as Dave Hoke sprints down to the third base coaching box, and Jacoby Heyer will coach first, as they have the last 2 seasons with Sonoma for manager Zach Pace, pitching coach Mike Nunez, and the hitting coach Paul Maidorena. Trent Keys, Tino Vassell, Nick Sebastiani due up in inning number 1. Graham, like so many of the pitchers we saw in yesterday's ballgame, his first game action since high school. And it's against Trent Keys, a guy that hit over 300 at Delta College last year. Right on left, he comes home inside corner for a called strike. The last hitter he faced was a high schooler. Trent Keys is 6'3", 200 pounds, crowding the plate from the left side. The 0-1 pitch. Slider low, and the count's 1-1. Keys 2 for 4, a walk, a double, and 2 driven in last night.
And Keys' approach is not like a high schooler. I mean, this guy is going to work the counts. 439 OBP last year.
1-1 pitch. Keys takes low 2-1.
And maybe that's a pitch at the high school level you're getting a swing at. But Keys is not tempted at all.
2 balls and 1 strike. Keys ahead in the count as he so often finds himself here his second season with Sonoma. 2-1 is hit in the air, foul. Drifts well out of play down the left field line. A .316 average for Delta last college season. 2-2. Bounce foul behind home plate. For the Stompers, he hit just 179, but he got on base at a .438 pace. And that was because he walked 21 times and was hit 19 times. That led the CCL handily.
He just hugs the plate so much in his stance, right on top of it.
2-2 pitch coming from Graham, and Keys takes low, filler up 3-2. He's looking to get on base for the 4th time in just 2 games. Payoff pitch comes from Michael Graham, and Keys takes high ball 4. And that's what Trent Keys does. He draws a free pass, and now Tino Vassell gets a chance. The infielder from USF played second base yesterday. He's at third today.
Keys was never tempted by any of those pitches, really. You didn't see a single swing and miss there. That was just all his vision that gets him on base there for the 4th time this season.
Vassell 1 for 3, an RBI single in last night's game. Trent Keys a big leadoff first base, not running, and Vassell takes low. The count's 1-0.
Vassell also struck out 2 times last night, and that's something, you know, to address as the summer goes on. Was a problem for him in the spring as well, but already ahead of a count here, 1-0.
Yeah, 25 strikeouts and 63 at-bats for the USF Dons. The lefty bounces this one into the glove of the first baseman, Broadus, who takes it to the bag. That's a very nice play from Isaiah Broadus to take a base hit away from Tino Vassell. 3 unassisted goes the ground ball. Trent Keys into scoring position with 1 out for Nick Sebastiani. And out to the mound goes Caleb Cassiano. And now we can close the book on Eric Jones's first pitch. It reminds you of the most famous politician first pitch, which was George Bush after 9/11 threw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium. And Eric Jones, before he threw the pitch, announced to the crowd, "I'm going to go up to the mound." And before that pitch in 2001, George Bush was warming up down below the old Yankee Stadium. Derek Jeter said, "If you don't throw it from the mound, they're going to boo you." Well, Eric Jones didn't get booed, and he got his pitch over the plate. Not a bad toss for the congressional candidate.
Of course, Bush throwing out the New York City after 9/11 and a congressional candidate throwing out in June is a little different, but 2 very cool moments, of course. Always great
how
to
many
see.
other politicians throwing out a first pitch can you come up with?
Exactly. I couldn't tell you many of them.
Nick Sebastiani takes high. The count's 1-0. Graham from the stretch, sets at the belt, checks on second, checks again, and comes home. Sebastiani swings and misses. That's a right-on-right slider that came in on him and just very uncomfortable looking swing from the Stompers center fielder.
Definitely caught him off guard.
1-1 home. Sebastiani swings and misses again. Same pitch. Keys heads towards third. The throw got him. It was a delayed steal attempt, and he was out by 5 or 6 feet.
I don't know if he thought that ball was going to go in the dirt or if, you know, he just got a look that he liked, but that was a very interesting decision from Keys to run there, especially that late.
Yeah, Keys was 11 for 13 on stolen bases for Delta, but 0 for 1 here. 1-2 pitch is high, 2-2. So that runner in scoring positions is now erased, and all of a sudden Michael Graham's a pitch away from escaping this first inning unscathed. Set to deliver his 14th toss of the first. 2-2 home. Sebastiani hits it foul back to the screen.
Especially when you have a guy like Sebastiani who can hit it into the outfield and likely score you. At a moment where getting runs early and often are so crucial, especially after the Red Tails lineup had some success against you last year. I mean, that's a curious decision.
2-2 pitch. Misses, and the count's 3-2. The Red Tail infield was halfway back to the dugout, but John Pierce sends them back to their positions. That one missed in and low. We'll get a payoff. Graham to Sebastiani. Shakes off 2 times and now is ready to deliver. Outside ball 4. And the inning will continue for Hunter Carlson.
I really respect Graham for going after Sebastiani there. Obviously didn't on that final ball right there, but I mean, he tested him low and inside a couple of different times, and Sebastiani just couldn't do much with it.
Second walk of the inning. Keys was erased on the caught stealing, and the ball in play was heralded down the right field line until Isaiah Broadus took that hit away from Tino Vassell. Carlson, a left-handed hitter, slightly open stance, takes low, a nice block by Cassiano. Carlson has a late load. That bat is just sitting idle on his shoulder until that pitcher's almost ready to come home, and then he loads and fires quickly. It clearly worked. He had 289 with 6 home runs for Georgia State. 1-0. He takes a called strike. The breaking ball working here in the first for Graham.
And he really likes it on that outer half of the plate against lefties, inner half of the plate for the righties. It's a tricky look for hitters.
Nick Sebastiani's had 9 steals in league play last year. Creeps off the bag at first, not going. Carlson takes a called strike over the outside edge, 1-2. And he's going to have a few words with John Pierce. Friendly conversation. He knows he's going to be back behind the plate in the top of the second. Wants to know if he can get that call for his starter Laginto as well. 1-2 coming from Graham. Carlson bounces it back up the middle. It's off the glove of the pitcher, right to the second baseman Reynolds, who throws to first. That goes 1-4-3, and Carlson is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We're scoreless after 1 on the Sonoma Stompers broadcast network. top half of inning number 2. Laginto comes home, and Beckett Montgomery takes up and away. Laginto gave up a 2-out single in the first, picked up a couple strikeouts. This one's bounced foul at the plate, and the count's level at 1.
And already we got a arm up and loose in the Stompers bullpen. As we mentioned, Zach Pace doing a similar strategy to yesterday, where you get in as many pitchers as you can, not use up your arms too much, and wear them out.
I think we're going to get a very similar 7 pitchers for short innings. That one's lined over the leaping Tino Vassell into left field. Keys comes in and plays it on a couple of hops. It's a leadoff single for Beckett Montgomery, his first hit of the season for the Red Tails, and the leadoff man's aboard.
It's a couple times now where Laginto's given up some hits early in the game. See how he bounces back, especially if a leadoff man on.
Laginto, because he works so quickly, does a very good job controlling the running game. Fastball finds the corner, it's 0-1.
And that's what can allow a leadoff single like that to maybe not be as, painful as it could be in case the runner decides to take off.
0-1 pitch coming, Laginto from the stretch. Misses somewhere. John Pierce, a tight zone today. The count's even at a ball and a strike.
The important thing is, as long as it's consistent, it shouldn't really matter. You just adjust that as the game goes on.
Montgomery leads off first, and this one's a weak pop-up into left. Keys in and towards the line. He makes the catch. That's the first out of the second. And Laginto will try and get out of the inning with a double play. He'll try and induce on the designated hitter, Pablo Osio. Zane Holmes, a late scratch. Osio thrown back into the lineup. He went 0 for 3 yesterday. Left-handed hitter. The pitch. Called strike, outside corner. Montgomery average leadoff first. Not going, as Osio's late on a fastball. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Devin Laginto.
On that hit by Catalano, the fly out, Montgomery was almost a second. Had to retreat back to first to make it in time.
Infield and outfield straight away. Runner goes. It's a hit and run. It's bounced towards second. Off of Ben Sebastiani, who recovers and throws offline. That's going to go as an E4 on Ben Sebastiani. To second base goes Beckett Montgomery, and the Red Tails are threatening first and second with 1 out. That's a tough play for Sebastiani. He's ranging to the glove side, but with the runner in motion, it seemed like maybe he took his eye off the ball for a second. It kicked off his glove. He recovered nicely and had a chance to get the runner at first, but his throw pulled Anthony Shepler off the bag.
Sebastiani was the DH yesterday. It was the first time we've seen him defensively all year, and that was a tough test early, as you said.
First pitch is a called strike to Kai Reynolds.
I also wonder if, maybe Montgomery taking off early kind of threw him off there a little bit. You're expecting to maybe go to second, and then you have to readjust as the ball's heading towards the opposite way up at that gap.
0-1 pitch. Called strike, 0-2, and Laginto out ahead of hitters. And what's good about Devin Laginto is that his pace doesn't really slow with runners on base. He still works at a very, very quick clip. 0-2 pitch. Just misses. The count's 1-2. Reynolds a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored in yesterday's game. Runners lead from first and second. 1 out here in the top of the second. In on the hands, it's bounced back to Laginto. His only plays to first. He underhands it there in time. So it goes as what is pretty much a swinging bunt for Kai Reynolds. The runners each move up 90 feet. Now it's second and third. 2 outs for the 9-hitter Isaiah Work. Work was in the 3 spot yesterday, Nate. Went 1 for 5 with a double.
And this is a big issue for the Red Tails. They got guys into scoring possession yesterday. 11 men left on base, though, and in a game that they ended up losing by 4 runs. That was a big difference.
Laginto works righty on righty against Work. The pitch was called a ball, and the appeal said no swing, so it's 1-0. Logan Figler up and loosening in the bullpen for Sonoma. 1-0. In under the hands, but it's a called strike that counts 1-1. I don't think anyone gets more than 2 innings. Laginto might be the only one who even gets 2 today. Looking to squeeze out of some trouble here in the second. 1-1 pitch comes, and it's fouled back to the screen.
It's a couple pitches high and in against Work, showing that he's not afraid of him going right at him.
Devin Laginto, the 6-foot righty from Rohnert Park, staring into his catcher, Hunter Carlson. 1-2 pitch on the way to Work. And it's a pop-up on the infield. DeRomar has taken a hop. Bare hands throws. Not in time. Very weak contact from Isaiah Work, but it yields an RBI, and the Red Tails have their first lead of 2026. It's 1-0.
I think DeRomalar kind of hesitated on what to do there. Was a little late to that step, and then eventually had to field it off the bounce, excuse me, and unlucky for the Stompers and Laginto.
Line drive in the scorebook for Work on some very weak contact that stayed on the infield. And the first pitch of a leadoff man, that's hit hard and through the right side. Station to station go the Red Tails. RBI single Dominic Scafani, and now it's 2-0 on a tough 2 pitches from Laginto. It was oh so close to getting out of it, and now the Red Tails have a lead.
That's an encouraging change from yesterday, Karen. The Red Tails could not score runs for much of that game when they had guys in scoring position. Now they've gotten 2 across the plate, putting a crooked number up on the board, and that's where you see Mark Nunez coming out of the bullpen, out of a dugout, excuse me.
Mike Nunez comes out to talk to his pitcher Laginto along with the entire infield, and I don't really know what you tell him. He's just induced weak contact to nearly every hitter, just a couple hard hit balls this inning, and it's 2-0 Red Tails. Nooney had 3 great mound visits yesterday. He seemed to settle down his pitcher every time.
And a lot of those times, those came with runners in scoring position without a number on the board for the Red Tails, and that's what allowed them to, not score those runs. And I wonder maybe if that's a little too late of a mound visit. Maybe he came out a little bit earlier with these 2 outs. He could have gotten out of it a little sooner.
Runners at first and second. The Red Tails trying to really open up an advantage here. Their 7th batter of the inning is Jacob Cassiano, the catcher. Struck out in the first. Laginto just needs to get him any way he can to escape this second. The pitch. Fastball misses. 1-0. Stomper faithful getting restless at the small zone from home plate umpire John Pierce. Laginto working from behind here against Cassiano, committed to William Jessup. That one's low, 2-0. Laginto's pitch count is spiked here. He's getting ready to deliver his 38th of the evening. Figler ready in the bullpen. This might be Laginto's last hitter. A daylight play with Kays DeRomalar, and he throws it into center field. The runners do not advance. A nice job by Nick Sebastiani to back that up. And of any single pair of players on the diamond for the Stompers, you'd think the best communication is between Laginto and DeRomalar. They've played together at every single level. Laginto just yanked his pickoff throw. 2-0 to the plate. Cassiano starts. It doesn't matter. It's a called strike.
Way to come back right after him. After that, after you had a tough inning, you just threw the ball right into the outfield, gets past DeRomalar. Laginto still confident on the bump.
That confidence rarely wavers for the righty. A look at second and the pitch home. It's hit down the left field line. Keys will give it a look, but it's out of play and foul. The count's 2-2. Deuces wild times 5 here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in, second inning. Laginto looking to get Cassiano for the second time today. Devin pitches, struck him out swinging on a fastball, and the inning is finally over. For the Red Tails, 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 left. 1.5 in the books. The Stompers trail at 2-0. Second inning here in Sonoma. The Stompers trail for the first time this season. 2-0 in favor of the Red Tails, our score. Ben Sebastiani, Connor Johnson, and Rylan Heckman. Sebastiani trying to atone for his error in the top of this inning. Made both of the runs against Laginto unearned. He takes outside. 1-0.
It's the first time all season where the Stompers have trailed. Let's see how they respond in the lineup.
Sebastiani, 1 for 2. He was also hit by a pitch yesterday. He hits this hard down the right field line. It is foul. Missed a double by less than a foot. That's a nice piece of hitting. Smashed it the opposite way.
That was so close, Karen. I thought that might have been fair from up here. I really did. Sebastiani did as well. Most of the ballpark did. That is extremely unlucky way to start out the inning after you gave up some runs in the top half.
Sebastiani is hit last night was to the opposite field as well. His average jumped up 200 points first year to second year at College of Marin. 1-1. Checks his swing on a pitch that almost hits him. Not even an appeal. It's 2-1. Maybe at least have a look. Caleb Gassiano did not. 2-1. Misses 3-1, and now the Stompers are on the receiving end of that small zone.
It goes both ways. That's all that counts, Kieran.
Just has to be consistent, and John Pierce has been up until this point. Hitters count 3-1 to Sebastiani. High ball 4. That's the third walk in 5 hitters. Stompers were unable to score in the first. It's the second consecutive inning. The leadoff man's aboard with the walk, and it's Connor Johnston's turn. The true freshman from Bellarmine, redshirted the season.
Now batting, number 5.
As you mentioned, 3 of the 5 batters were walked so far. That's an encouraging sign for Sonoma. You got to take advantage of this.
Got to find your little square in the zone and just hunt that all day long. That's not even close, outside 1-0. And this now allows the Stompers hitters to just be very, very patient. A couple of lefties coming up here. Johnston at the plate, Heckman in the on-deck circle. The 1-0 offer is hit the opposite way. Shallow left. Polozzotti gives it a look, but it's untouched in foul ground. The count's 1-1. Johnston 1 for 4 with a double yesterday. His double also to the opposite field. The Stompers yesterday looked hitterish at the plate. A lot of balls to the opposite field, a lot of the time ahead in the count. And Johnson, as we talked about, a guy that hasn't seen at bat since Wilsonville High School in Oregon 2 years ago. Did not appear in a game for the Bellarmine Knights. 1-1 pitch to him is hit foul.
And that's a skill to hit it into the opposite field that can be really, really effective, where you can, the defense isn't expecting it, at least in the first part of a season where you haven't really played teams as much. They don't really have the scouting report on you. If you can utilize that to your advantage, you're going to score runs.
1-2 pitch on the way. That's bounced up the middle. Montgomery gets a high hop, takes it to the bag himself, throws to first in time. A 6-3 double play erases Sebastiani. Just a tailor-made double play ball. It's right up the middle, but it's hit so softly that Montgomery has time to get over, and he gets a room service hop to turn it.
That's then a couple of nice plays now by Isaiah Broadus over at first. Had the dive in the first inning to save a hit, and that time really stretched out to make the play. Good stuff so far from Isaiah Broadus.
Seems like something's fallen onto the field maybe down this left field line. Out in the left field oasis, some kids throwing around a baseball. Looks like one kicked away out onto the field. Reset for baseball.
Saw a kid in between the innings as well tossing a football with a red tail. So good to see people out and about throwing some baseballs and footballs.
The pitch. Heckman swings and grounds it to the second baseman. Reynolds throws to first in time, and that threat was erased very, very quickly. No runs, no hits, none left. Through 2 in Sonoma. It's the Red Tails leading 2-0. Top of inning number 3. I'm Kieran Costa alongside Nate Martin on the Sonoma Stompers broadcast network. Just the second game of 2026 here at Arnold Field, and now we have our second pitcher. It's Logan Figler coming on to replace Devin Laginto. 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, neither were earned. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 3. 40 pitches for the righty, who now gives way to a lefty. Figler from the College of Marin had 7 appearances last year. Through 7.1 innings, gave up 7 earned runs, struck out 7, but walked 9. Command was the issue for Figler, a 6'5", 200-pounder. Lefty works off the third base side of the slab.
Scouting report says that he's got some heat, 92, 93 fastball, a mile-an-hour fastball, excuse me, and the problem is he just struggles to locate it. If he can clean that up this summer, he could be a real asset for the Stompers out of the pen.
Gaetano Polizzotti leads off the 3rd inning. He's the 3-hitter. Fastball up and away. A firm fastball out of the hands of Figler. I mean, he's a lefty working off the third base side. For a right-hander hitter, Polizzotti, you have to have no idea where this ball is coming out of the hand. 1-0. That's a fastball over the outside corner. Very nice pitch, 1-1. You said it, Nate. He just has to figure out the command a little bit. He could be maybe a late-inning weapon for Zach Pace. 1-1. High 2-1.
And you have a Stompers faithful really letting the home plate umpire it there.
Polizzotti singled in the first. He was left there. Ken Blankenship up and loosening in the Stomper pen. 2-1 misses, 3-1.
I mean, if there's anyone that you think in the CCL that could help out with that, though, it's Mike Nunez, a pitching coach who's, had Sonoma pitching staffs be some of the best in the league for the last few seasons.
Yeah, Stompers led the California Collegiate League in ERA the past 2 years. Pitched to a sub-3.5 last year in league play. 3-1 from Figler. Just missed. Polizzotti wasn't even sure. And it's a walk, the first issued by Sonoma pitching. And the second consecutive inning, the leadoff man's aboard for California.
I mean, especially when you have such a tight zone, a guy like Figler, who, as we said, have struggled with his command, that's so tough for the pitcher. I mean, that looked like a really nice pitch. Just a little too low, though, for home plate ump.
Now he's facing a lefty in Isaiah Broadus, who struck out to end the first. Stomper middle infield plays for 2. Figler comes home. It's another fastball. Broadus very late. It's 0-1. The starter, Laginto, was teammates with the shortstop, DeRomular. The new pitcher, Figler, teammates with the second baseman. Him and Ben Sebastiani were Mariners together at the College of Marin last year. 0-1 fastball, high and tight. Lefty on lefty. Figler to Broadus. Sets at the belt and comes home. There's a breaking ball, and it loops in there. A ball and 2 strikes. Nice pitch.
Very, very nice pitch. Such a contrast to the 92-mile-an-hour fastball that you're seeing. I don't have a radar on me, but I'm guessing that's somewhere around high 70s, low 80s.
Very nice hook from the lefty Figler. 1-2. Struck him out swinging. Figler fell off the side of the mound, but it didn't change how good the pitch was. His first strikeout, 4th by Sonoma pitching.
That was something that was working really well for the Stompers last night as well. 14 Ks for the Sonoma pitching staff. Encouraging sign early.
Beckett Montgomery takes low.
Montgomery was one of those guys. Montgomery was one of those guys that struck out 2 times last time out in the game yesterday.
1-0 pitch. That's bounced the shortstop to Romular. To second for one. Sebastiani's turn in time. 6-4-3 go the Stompers. And Figler breezes through the top of the third. We head to the bottom half. Sonoma's still trailing 2-0. Anthony Shepler, Kays DeRomular, and Trent Keys look to get the Stompers back in this ball game. They trail it 2-0 in the bottom of inning number 3. The lefty Shepler doubled and popped out off the bench yesterday. He takes inside 1-0. Shepler, out of high school, went to Ohio State, had just a handful of at-bats. Came here last summer and then spent the collegiate season at San Jose State, beg your pardon. That one misses low, 2-0. Talking to Shepler today during batting practice, he got some run for the Spartans at the start of the year. Said he wasn't feeling great, lost some at-bats in the latter portion of the year, but ended the year really well. He walked off Fresno State in early May. Here he fouls it off his own foot. The count's 2-1. Walks that one off up the first base line.
It's a summer where he can build some real momentum heading back to the fall with the Spartans. I mean, he's feeling good right now, playing some really good baseball. Had a double last night and a run. Not feeling great right now after that baseball to the foot, but you're feeling confident.
Shepler getting ready to dig back in from the left side.
I mean, I'm no expert, Karen, but I don't think a baseball to the feet would feel like a warm hug.
I don't think it would. 2-1 pitch. He might have held it off his foot again, or very, very close. Almost identical from the one before. But I think quick feet stayed out of the way of that one.
I mean, I would think if he did get hit there, he would have reacted to it just like he did on the first one, if not even more so of a reaction.
Ken Blankenship up in the bullpen. It might be 1 inning each the rest of the way here for the Stomps. 2-2. Shepler strikes out swinging on a high fastball. That's the first for Michael Graham. Didn't get any run at the College of Marin. Maybe the coaches will change their mind after seeing this performance.
kind of what we talked about yesterday. You don't know what you're going to get out of these guys, but so far, Graham is putting up zeros on the scoreboards, limiting base runners. Stuff from Graham so far.
That brings up Kays Rommel, our right-handed hitter. At shortstop today, he'll split time there with Bryson Ayala. He takes it outside. The count's 1-0. DeRomar started at third base for the Bear Cubs. He ended up playing some shortstop as well. 1-0, he fouls back to the screen, 1-1. The Santa Rosa starting shortstop, Brett Neidlinger, is committed now to Texas Tech University. I was talking to DeRomar before the game today, and I was just asking him how his season went, where he played some positions, and he laughed and said, yeah, that guy's a lot bigger and a lot stronger than me. I'm happy to get my innings at short when I can, and he took advantage when Neidlinger got hurt, and he hit over 300. DeRomar, clearly a guy that's talking to some of the coaches, sort of a first guy in, last guy out, goes about his business and produces when given the chance. He's ahead here 2-1. DeRomar awaits the pitch and hits it foul down the first base line. The count's 2-2.
Another thing I really respect about DeRomar is that was really vocal so far in the infield, talking a lot to his teammates and chat. That's a good thing to have, in the dugout, on the field. Bring up the vibes, make people feel good.
Especially early in the year when all of these players from all over the country are trying to gel together. Kay's maybe a guy that can help that process out. 2-2 pitch. He takes high. The count's 3-2.
And of course, it helps when you're a local guy from Roanoke Park. You're familiar with a lot of the people, as you mentioned, Laginto. He grew up playing ball with. You know some of the other guys are just from being around here. That's an advantage for the Stompers when you have all these local guys and returners coming back.
Payoff pitch to DeRomar is sent in the air down the right field line. Broadus is going to give it a look, and it drops into the Stompers' dugout. DeRomar lives to see another pitch. The next one will be the 7th of the at-bat. 41 pitches for Michael Graham. There's been some stirring in the bullpen for the Red Tails, but no need to make a call just yet if you're Ryan Cooney. Three-two pitch. Bounce up the third base line, and it kicks foul. Lucky enough for California. DeRomar had that ball beat out before it even went into foul territory. Ready to see the 8th pitch.
And that's tough for DeRomar. You thought you had a hit there, an unlucky bounce sent it foul, but you got to step back into the batter's box and make a play. It's important for the Stompers to get something on the board here.
44 games, a .275 average, and a .408 on base. A couple of home runs for Kays. You'll see a third payoff pitch from Michael Graham. And he hits this one into shallow left field. It's going to drop and roll slowly to the left fielder, Polizzotti. A big turn from DeRomar, but he heads back to first base with the Stompers' first hit of the ball game. They have a runner aboard for the third consecutive inning, and now it's Trent Keys' turn for the second time.
The shortstop there, Becca Montgomery, gave so much chase there, covered nearly the entire left field grass, and at the end of the day, it was the left fielder, Polizzotti, who made the play there.
Keys walked and then was caught stealing by a lot at third base. I think he tried to pick up a ball in the dirt and just didn't get a great read. He takes low, and as you can pretty much pencil in before the at-bat starts, Trent Keys is ahead in the count. Patient hitter, but when he gets it in the zone, he can hit it hard. 12 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs for San Joaquin Delta College. He takes a hack here and misses. The pitch was out of his zone. You don't see that a lot from Trent.
I mean, when you talk about bringing in guys from all over, there's so many guys on the Stompers team from Delta, a lot of guys from the College of Marin. It really helps when you can bring over college teammates together, not only for, you know, clubhouse camaraderie, getting to know each other, but also for scouting reports against teams like the Red Tails, who have a lot of guys from the similar colleges.
1-1 on the way. High 2-1. Keys had a very interesting CCL North title game for Sonoma. He had 3 doubles, but his error in the 4th inning, a pop-up right to him with 2 outs, kicked off his glove and allowed the Crawdads to score the only run until the 8th inning when the Stompers tied it. 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1. Ken Blankenship still warming. Now it's been almost an inning. You think that's going to be the end of the line for Figler. Romar leads off first base. Graham paying him no mind over there. The 2-1. Keys checks his swing and takes what was ball 4. And the Stompers yet again are set up first and second. And Christian Merriweather is going to come out to the mound. We'll see if he makes the move or it's just a consultation. Zach Pace is going to come out and talk to Tino Vassell, who has the hardest hit baseball by the Stompers today. He had a hard one-hopper to Isaiah Broadus, the first baseman, who robbed what could have been extra bases with a diving play. We'll see what Zach Pace had to tell him before he digs in.
I'm sure it's just a reminder that, hey, you have hit this guy really well so far. He's starting to look a little bit more vulnerable as the game's gone on with his first hit allowed and then another walk. You know what you have to do here if you're a Vassell. With DeRomalar, a hit into the outfield could easily score the first run of the game for the Stompers.
2 on, 1 out. The Stompers trying to find the scoreboard for the first time today.
Now batting, number 21, Tino Vassell.
DeRomalar from second, Keys from first. Vassell the hitter. 2-0 Red Tails, bottom of the 3rd. Vassell back of a box, feet close together, waggling the bat over his left shoulder. He takes low. Cassiano keeps it close enough. DeRomalar holds at second base. Vassell went to College Park High School before playing his college ball, his freshman season at the University of San Francisco. 26 games for the Dons. Awaiting a 1-0 here from Michael Graham. It's popped up high in the air, very shallow left field. Polizzotti and Montgomery come together, and it's a left fielder, Polizzotti, who makes the catch. And now it's up to Nick Sebastiani to try and get a run home. Sebastiani was the second of what's been 4 Stompers to walk today. Two on, 2 out. A lot of hitting room in right center for Sebastiani. Center fielder 1 step over towards left. He takes a called strike. Hunter Carlson, the cleanup man if this inning continues. 0-1 home from Graham is low. Been missing low mainly this inning. And Cassiano's had his work cut out for him behind the dish. This is the toughest time to hit at Arnold Field. The shadows creeping in, the sun directly on the pitcher's mound. 1-1. Sebastiani takes a called strike, 1 and 2. Shadows shouldn't affect him. He's played baseball here his entire life. It's really for the visiting teams and then these handful of first at-bats for guys like Carlson, Ayala, playing their first games at Arnold. 1-2 pitch. Graham looks to get out of this third inning. Sebastiani bounces it past Dave Hoke at third and foul.
Heads up play by Hoke, the duck under that one.
One-two home. Sebastiani hits a squibber back up the middle. Reynolds can't find it. It rolls into center field. DeRomoar holds at third. You're running on contact. You think the ball stays in the infield. Maybe a miscommunication from Hoke and DeRomoar. You probably want him to come around and score. It's a single for Nick Sebastiani in a ball where I don't really think Reynolds had a play. He should have just maybe dropped to a knee to keep it in front of him. His only chance was to scoop it up and tag the runner coming towards him in Keys, but that would have been a very difficult play.
That's what he was going for, Karen. That's absolutely what he was going for. And I think he thought he had the ball there, and he was just ready to pick it up and move it over to make the tag, but didn't have it.
Got to make sure it's in the glove first, and that one misses up and away.
Hunter
Carlson in search of his first Stomper hit. Stompers have had D1 guys first hit on the team be a grand slam. Tyler Hawley 2 years ago. Cal State Fullerton started his Stompers career with a grand slam. Carlson's not going to do the same here. He takes a breaking ball in there. It's 1-1.
Well, he still could.
He still could. Hawley would then play for the Conejo Oaks the year after, and he walked off the Stompers in game 1 of the championship series. Stompers were on two different ends of storybook endings. Carlson takes low, 2-1. Walks it as good as a hit for Carlson to get the first run across.
And Carlson was a guy who had an on-base percentage just below 400 at Georgia State. He can work the counts, had a walk yesterday. That would do perfectly fine for Sonoma right now.
Grounded out, a ball that kicked off the pitcher's glove. That was in the first inning. The 2-1, Carlson takes low, 3-1. Carlson was playing in the Sun Belt tournament, a tournament that Southern Miss won, and then were upset today in the first game of their regional.
Shout out Little Rock.
3-1 pitch. Carlson takes a called strike, and that sets up a carousel. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Everybody's running on Michael Graham's motion. Hinge pitch, Nate. Something's got to happen.
The best pitch in baseball, Karen.
Base hit to the outfield will now most definitely score 2. Everybody's running. The payoff to Carlson is bounced to second. Reynolds does a very nice job with a high hop and throws out Carlson 4-3. The inning is over. For the Stompers, it's no runs on 2 hits and 3 left. Nate Martin takes over the play-by-play duties for the top of the 4th, with the Stompers trailing the Red Tails 2-0.
Top of the fourth here at Arnold Field. The Stompers trail 2-0. The Red Tails trying to add on, and they hope to do so against the new pitcher, Ken Blankenship, making his first appearance of 2026 for Sonoma, relieving Logan Figler of duties after 1 innings. 11 pitches for Figler, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 0 hits, 0 runs. An impressive debut from Figler, showed off some good gas, Kieran.
Yeah, we talked about the command issues, and then he walked the first guy. He ended up getting out of it with a double play, faced the minimum.
Bringing up Ken Blankenship, 6'3" righty out of Stockton. Gets a swing and miss on the first pitch of his career, 0-1. Attends Benedictine University, a NAIA school in Arizona. Did not make an appearance this past year. Gets a swing and a miss on that pitch as well. 0-2. Big presence on the mound yet again. Figler was 6'5", Blankenship 6'3". An adjustment here for the Red Tails hitter. Catalano hit that one over to second, fielded, throw over to first in time, out number 1 of the inning. A nice play from Ben Sebastiani. Played DH yesterday. Had a tough play early in the game. That time it fielded it like it was a routine ground ball.
Yeah, but both his throws to Shepler, short throws, have been offline. He pulled Shepler down the line there, and a nice play by Shep, who played mainly third base for Sonoma last year, but a lefty. So you try him out at first base.
Brings up Pablo Osio, the lefty. Looks at that one high and away for a ball. Osio last time for the order reached on an error by Sebastiani and scored the game's second run for the Red Tails, who lead 2-0. Blankenship working from the center of the mound to wind up the delivery. Fouled off towards left field, over towards Jacob's Restaurant. Evens the count up at 1 apiece. Blankenship's last college pitches came at Sacramento City College. 21 strikeouts and 23 2/3 innings pitched across 2 years. Finds himself in a 1-1 count. Switches it to 2-1. Osio, on the other hand, the catcher, has yet to reach, besides on the error this season for the Red Tails. Fouls that one back, 2-2. Struck out last night.
That
0 for 3 on the day.
Catcher's interference call against Hunter Carlson.
That's why Osio's strutting his way over to first.
He still hasn't gotten a hit. He's reached twice today. He hasn't gotten a hit or a walk or a hit by pitch.
Any means necessary. That's how you get on. Brings up Kai Reynolds for the second time today. Grounded out to the pitcher in the second.
Now Blankenship looking to induce the same double play Figler did in the third.
First pitch, inside, called for a ball. Infield ready for the double play. Sebastiani just a few steps away from second. They check back over at first. Not really an aggressive lead by Osio, but one nonetheless you still want to check on. Reynolds ahead of the count here, 1-0. Waits, hits that one foul and towards the car park. Towards the right of us here in the press box, that's Arnold Field. Reynolds, one of those guys who took a red shirt at a JUCO level with College of Marin. Reached yesterday and scored a run. The 1-1, outside, called for a ball, and there's that tight zone again coming into play.
Yeah, Pierce hasn't been giving it off either corner.
As long as it's consistent, hitter's already adjusting to it. The 2-1, breaking ball high. Not much break to it. 3-1 now, hitters count to Reynolds. The Dixon, California native. One of many righties in this lineup for California.
Hey, you don't really want to get this inning back to the top.
Doesn't do so there. 3-2 now, full count. Isaiah Work on deck, the 9-hole hitter. After him, you go back up to the top of the order in Scafani, who's already reached once today. The 3-2, fouled back, will do it again. The Red Tails trying to add on to their first lead of 2026. Got a lot of guys on, couldn't score them yesterday. Looking to be a little different today. The 3-2 once again. Hit into shallow center field. Sebastiani giving chase. Lot of grass, and he can't reach it. The throw over to second, not in time. Osio reaches sliding, and it's a shallow hit from Reynolds to put 2 on with 1 out here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, that's a really weird play. Sebastiani at some point knew he wasn't going to get there, and then the game plan would have been to do anything to stay in front of that baseball because you have a forced play at second base, which it's so close, or maybe even let Johnson try and charge in and get to force out at second. A very, very odd play out in center field. That's perfectly placed in the Bermuda Triangle.
Sebastiani, a couple of tough plays out in center so far. That brings up the 9-hole hitter Work, who's ahead of a count here, 1-0. Single already today. The man on deck, Scafani, also has a single. Dangerous part of the order coming up here for the Red Tails. The 1-0. Chopped foul, 1-1. Head toward the Champagne corner where we have congressional candidate Eric Jones seated. Throughout the first pitch, gave some opening words encouraging everyone to vote in the primary next Tuesday.
Ever important democracy in today's day and age.
Absolutely. If you have a voice, you might as well use it. The 1-1 hit into opposite field foul territory into the parking lot. I know I have my car parked right next to the Stompers bullpen. Dangerous part to put it, Kieran.
Oh, the whole parking lot is. You never really feel safe when a ball goes up and over.
Runners on first and second, 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Red Tails lead 2-0. Blankenship in a sticky position. The 1-2 hit sharply past the shortstop and into left field. They're holding up the lead runner at third. Bases loaded. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. A base knock for Isaiah Work to bring up the top of the order.
Sticky situation here for Blankenship. He had a chance to put away the bottom of this order here. Instead it goes catcher's interference, single, and you're facing the top half of the order in a very dangerous spot.
Once again, we have the pitching coach Mike Nunez. A slow walk over to the mound to have a word with Blankenship. A lot of the times, Kieran, these words have been effective.
Yeah, they really have been, and more action in the Stomper bullpen. Let me get my eyes down the line, see what we have.
It is Keller Osborne, a righty from Colorado State Pueblo.
Yeah, Osborne from Colorado played at Pueblo. That was his second stop, I think. Really wanted to go back there, played JUCO here in the Bay, and then went back to play at Pueblo.
The home plate ump sauntering over to the mound saying, hey, let's wrap up this talk here, guys. We got a game to play. 7:21, sun's starting to set. Shadow very much an advantage of the pitcher as you still have a bit of light on that mound. A cloud in the sight. A beautiful late spring creeping into early summer day here in wine country.
You're still just 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, induce a ground ball somewhere. You're home free.
Dominic Scafani, single last time up, has Bases loaded. First pitch looked at, breaking ball called for a strike. That one has to feel good if you're Blankenship. Nothing in one. Scafani, 2 for 2 yesterday with 2 RBIs, hoping to add another on his season. Hit into left field, under it, caught. They're going to send the runner home. Sacrifice in effect. And it's 3-0 Red Tails. Dominic Scafani with the RBI sac fly. And Pablo Osio scores the 3rd run of the day, his 2nd of the day. It's 3-0 California Red Tails in front. A productive out, but you weren't able to advance Reynolds over at seconds. So it's runners at first and seconds for Jacob Cassiano, who struck up twice today already.
Yeah, Keys' throw went into third base, and so he seeded the run coming home to hold that runner at second.
Cassiano, the lefty, digs in against Blankenship. Wide stance. The first pitch in the dirt, and it's going to advance some runners. Carlson lost the ball. That puts 2 in scoring position.
Yeah, wild pitch will move them both up.
"90 feet away from commanding a 4-run lead here. California Red Tails hoping to pounce. 1 ball, no strikes, Blankenship. Winds up, delivers. Chopped slowly over, back to Blankenship. Picks it up, flip over to first. Got him in time. 1 run crosses the plate, but it could have been so much more. Blankenship does it himself. It's 3-0 California in front. The Stompers looking for a response here in the bottom of the 4th. The Stompers get their first look at a new arm here in the bottom fourth. Alongside Kieran Costa, I'm Nate Martin. As Wilson Went checks into the game, relieving Michael Graham of pitching duties. Graham today, 3 innings of work, 60 pitches, 4 walks, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no runs surrendered. Ben Sebastiani digs in, looks at that one for a called strike from Went, the 5'9" righty. Plays his college ball at UChicago. The 0-1 to Sebastiani. Breaking ball, hitting to opposite field. Drifting foul into that territory, and it just drops. A very valiant chase from Caleb Catalano.
He's a computer and applied mathematics major at the University of Chicago. I mean, the fact that he can even find time to play baseball is impressive.
One of the best universities in the nation, and a very difficult major at that. The 0-2 breaking ball misses 1 and 2.
Yeah, Went's in a spot you don't want to be. You don't want your ERA to be higher than your school's acceptance rate. He pitched to a 21 earned run average, and it's just 4.5% of applicants make it to UChicago.
I certainly had no chance of getting in, Karen.
Yeah.
I didn't even apply, if that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah. My college counselor would have laughed if I brought that up to her. Maybe you could get a janitorial job for the Maroons. Nothing better than that.
Wicked smart, huh? Full count now to Sebastiani.
But let's think through, like, what situations that would be. Like, Vanderbilt, maybe?
Sebastiani walks.
Vanderbilt, not a bad school, a good baseball program.
Stanford,
like
usually
Stanford,
up there.
good baseball program.
UCLA.
Minute acceptance rate. Yale won the Ivy League. They're playing regionals now. That's maybe one of the hardest schools to get into.
I mean, I don't want to call it out, though, but it certainly is a lot easier to get into these difficult schools if you are an athlete.
It's true.
Maybe if I was a...
But he's studying applied mathematics. He's not a communications major.
Very true. I mean, I wonder how many guys on that UChicago roster are, applied mathematics and computer science majors.
It's true.
Probably not that many. The 1-0 to Connor Johnston plays his college ball at Bellarmine. Hits that one past the first baseman and into right field. They're going to hold up Sebastiani at second. 2 on, nobody out here. On the base knock from Johnston.
No matter what happens to Wilson Went this inning, I think he can go to bed tonight knowing the base salary after graduation for him is a couple $1,000 more than maybe the entire Stompers lineup combined.
I'm sure that brings him comfort when he has 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth with a lead. Of course, you like that as the pitcher, but one swing of the bat from Rylan Heckman, and that can change. Had a 2-run single that really opened things up last night. A clutch hitter so far this summer. First pitch to Heckman. Breaking ball looked at 1-0. Last time through the order, grounded out the second to end the second inning. Has 2 on, nobody out. Lays down a bunt to perfection. Both runners advance. Throw over to first. Gets away! Sebastiani's coming home. They're going to wave home the other runner. Johnston, play at the plate, not in time. Stompers get back 2 on the error. It's 3-2 Sonoma. It's 3-2 California. Nobody out, though. And the Stompers hoping to add on.
Yeah, that's going to go as a single and then an error on the pitcher. And that Stompers small ball to perfection. You put the ball in play, you bunt the ball, you make the pitcher have to field his position, and things like that are going to happen more times than not, especially at this level. The throw was high. If you ask Broadus, it's a catch he should have made, but the Stompers are right back in this thing.
Brings up Anthony Shepler. First pitch swinging into deep right field. Both center and right giving a chase. They're going to hold up Heckman at second. An unproductive out for the first of the inning, and a crucial one at that for Wilson Wendt. Brings up Kays DeRomelar. Last time through the order, got the first hit of the game for Sonoma. Made it all the way to the third. It could not come home. He's got a runner in scoring position with one down. First pitch from Wendt, breaking ball. That's fouled back. Nothing in one.
Going back to that bunt from Heckman, what's so important, more than even not more than getting the bunt down, but along with getting the bunt down, is getting it down on the first attempt. The defense doesn't know it's coming, and perfectly executed. Zach Pace has a smile on his face, no doubt, down in the first base dugout.
A lot of people in the stands do as well. Only down by a run. That breaking ball finds his own. Wendt going to a lot of off-speed pitches here in the fourth inning. And it's a guy at 5'9", 175. Tough to generate velocity, so you got to do it by other means. Ahead of the count here, 0-2. The windup and the delivery. Breaking ball misses away, 1-2. An ERA of 21.6 at U Chicago.
Yeah, there's less than 2 innings at work.
Yeah, 1 hit, 4 runs allowed, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. The 1-2. DeRomelar fouls it back. We'll do it again. DeRomelar last time up as well, a really long at-bat.
Yeah, Kays faced 9 pitches before he singled back in inning number 3, and this is exactly what the coaches wanted out of DeRomelar, and that's exactly what they're getting. A pesky hitter, he can shoot the ball all over the field. A perfect 9-hole hitter, and exactly the mold Zach Pace likes to bring in.
The 1-2, fouled back once more. DeRomelar just waiting on that breaking ball, sitting off speed, going just a little bit too late there. It's fouled into the Stompers bullpen.
DeRomelar close with hitting coach, beg your pardon, Paul Maderano. They're looking to find him a 4-gear.
1-2, sharp hit into left field, under it and caught. And they hold up the runner yet again. Under that one once more. It's Polizzotti. A loud line out though. It's not getting easier for Wilson Wendt, one of the toughest outs in the lineup. Trent Keys walked both times today. 2 for 4 last night with a double. A double would tie the game here for Sonoma. First pitch, hit over to third, fielded, throw over to first. And it's not in time, excuse me. Trent Keys went all out on that one and made it in time. You know, Zach Pace preached about running at 90% every single time you're on the bases. That looked like 105.
Yeah, Keys, one heck of a start to the season. He was on base 3 times yesterday. He's already been on base 3 times today.
That brings up Tino Vassell. Had a really hard hit ball in the first inning that was fielded by the first baseman for an out. Yet to reach today. Has runners at the corners, 2 down. Hits that one sharply up the gap and into right field. Tie game off the bat of Tino Vassell. As Ryland Heckman crosses home plate. 3-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. As I was just saying, had a hard hit ball towards first last time up that was fielded. That one a little bit more in the hole, and it goes through to tie the game.
Great piece of hitting there by Tino. Got the pitch he liked and just yanked it through the 4-hole.
Nick Sebastiani hoping to take the lead here. 2 on, 2 down for runner in scoring position. Ahead of a count here, 1-0. Just think about when you're primarily a breaking ball pitcher like Went, if it hangs up, chances are a guy like Sebastiani can take it deep, and Went calling for time. Breathes in, looks back. Pitch high, ball 2. Sebastiani today has reached both times on a walk and a single. The 8th batter of the inning. The 2-0 comes in, challenge pitch, finds the zone, 2-1. Three runs so far to tie the game for Sonoma. The 2-1 to Sebastiani, swung on, worm burner to short, fielded throw over to second, in time for out number 3 on the fielder's choice. But not before 3 runs come across the plate for Sonoma. We got a tie game, folks, 3-3 as we head to the top of the 5th. The Red Tails looking for an answer. Couple of changes here for Sonoma as we head into the top of the 5th. Alongside Kieran Costa, I'm Nate Martin. 3 of them to be precise. Let's start with the new battery. Keller Osbin comes into the game, relieving Ken Blankenship of duties. Blankenship, 22 pitches, 1 inning of work. No strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits, 1 run. That was earned. His battery mate, Andrew Bonfili, coming in for the 2nd time this season, both off the bench. Having a new third baseman as well, relieving Tino Vassell. It's Mateo Heredia. Into the batter's box, Gaetano Polizzotti swings at that one, fouled back, 0-1. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for California. Polizzotti, Broadus, and Montgomery. The new pitcher, Osbin, Right-hander, 6'1", out of Pueblo, Colorado. Plays his college ball over at Colorado State Pueblo. The Thunderwolves, only 2 appearances with them. 6.75 ERA, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Played his JUCO ball here at Santa Rosa. Finds his own there ahead of a count, 0-2.
I think it's still Hunter Carlson behind the dish. I'm not exactly sure.
It is still
Bonfili
Carlson.
came out in full catcher's gear and introduced himself to the home plate umpire.
Hit into left field and caught! What a play by the left fielder! Trent Keys hauls it in for out number 1. He opened up the game, and he makes a big play for the first out of the top of the 5th.
Now batting, number 24, Isaiah Broadus.
That brings up Isaiah Broadus. Chops at that one, 0-1. Broadus, 2 strikeouts today so far. First time facing Osborne. The 0-1. Away, ball 1.
Heredia the lone change here for Zach Pace.
Heredia made some nice plays defensively over at third. A diving grab in foul territory. The second appearance of the summer. Did he go around? Yes, he did. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Broadus looking to avoid the golden sombrero. And the Stompers' faithful thought he had it. Did not. Evens the count up at 2 apiece. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 down. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The outer half of the plate, Broadus couldn't catch up to it for his 3rd strikeout of the day and the first of Osborne's summer.
Now batting, number 7, Beckett Montgomery.
All 3 of them swinging as well.
This is your beer batter here, folks.
Beckett Montgomery today, a single and a double play. Looks at that one outside for a ball.
Now it looks like Zach Pace is going 1 inning each for all of his relievers. Another righty up for Sonoma.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
This is a shutdown inning. If you're the Stomper pitching staff, you've come back, your offense got a crooked number, they've tied the game, you have to now give them a shot to go take a lead.
The 1-1. Hit sharply into left field, and it goes foul. A nice sound off the bat of Montgomery. Instead, he falls behind 1-2. The Red Tails, to their credit, a lot of hard hit balls today.
Yeah, they've knocked around a couple of these Stompers pitchers. Laginto, not as sharp as we've seen him in the past, but the Stompers continue to do a good job of limiting the damage, and then the offense finally comes through. It's Alec Murray, the Fordham Ram. That's who it looks like, at least, down in that bullpen.
1 ball, 2 strikes, Montgomery. Trying to avoid his first strike out of the game. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, caught, strike 3. Not a bad debut for Keller Osborne. 2 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Stompers hoping for their first lead of the ball game.
folks. Here is now 50%
Bottom of the fifth here. Stompers in search of their first lead, and it's going to come against the new pitcher. Kingston Salinas checks into the game, relieving Wilson Went after 1 inning of work. A tough inning for Wilson Went. Gave up 3 runs in his lone inning of work. Kingston Salinas hit that one hard from Carlson. Foul. Jeez, that one sounded great.
Yeah, he got all of that baseball, just had to wait 1 more second.
We thought Carlson was getting relieved of his catching duties, but then came back out. 1 more at bat here, hoping to take advantage against Kingston Salinas, the lefty. Saw him in the lineup yesterday. Had 2 walks. His first pitching debut of the summer for the Red Tails. 1-1 count. Carlson looks at that one low, checked his swing. Brings the count to 2-1.
That's a tough situation when there's just one umpire in the field. Left-handed hitter check swing appeal would go down to third base. There's no third base umpire.
Non-league game, so you only have 2 umpires. The 2-1. Fouled back, 2-2.
He's right on it now. He yanked that foul home run on the first pitch. He was just on that fastball.
3-11 out to right field. Taller wall, but that ball would have cleared it. Just had to time it up a little bit better. Ballerina count to Carlson. Looked at for a called ball 3. A gutsy take. But that's responding to the tight zone. The lone batter not to come up in the 4th inning where the Stompers tied the game with 3 runs. Full count pitch fouled back. Off the merch tent. Across from the visiting dugout. Carlson steps back in. We'll do the full count pitch once more. Three-two hit high. Carlson got in the way of the catcher, Silas Holmes, who holds it in for the out. A nice play for the new battery partner for out number 1 of the inning.
Yeah, that's a ball that could have landed in fair territory. Hunter Carlson was just standing at home plate. Even if that ball drops, they're just going to tag him out. Tough first plays for Holmes as the catcher.
Absolutely. That brings up Ben Sebastiani, the kickstarter for that inning where so many came across the plate. Scored the game's first run off that walk. Out of a count here, 1-0. Salinas working from the third base side as a lefty. The windup, the delivery, hit into opposite foul territory towards the Stompers. Bullpen off the roof of the batting cages here at Arnold Field. One down here in the bottom of the 5th tied ball game. Heat just misses the plate, 2-1. Foul ball once more. Sebastiani just loving the opposite field for the first 2 games of the season so far.
Yeah, he's done a nice job waiting back, shooting balls the opposite way.
Nearly a 200 increase in his average at the College Marin. Hit .341 for the Mariners in the spring. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Salinas with his first K of the summer. Brings up Connor Johnston with 2 down. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. Last time up, Johnston had that single. Digging in from the left-hand side of the plate. One of 6 lefties in the lineup today. Ahead of the count here, 1-0 on the check swing. The windup hit over the head of a shortstop and into shallow left field. Johnston heads over to first for a 2-out knock. Back-to-back singles for the Oregon native brings up Ryland Heckman, who has had some clutch singles of his own so far this season.
Number 13, Ryland Heckman.
Had that bunt that scored 2 on the error, and then a 2-run single last night that opened up the game. He's got a runner on first of 2 outs. Ball gets away, runner takes off. It's a deep backstop here at Arnold Field, and Johnston took advantage of it.
Yeah, it's going to be a pass ball on Zane Holmes.
Runner in scoring position now for Heckman. A hit into the outfield with Johnston's speed gives the Stompers a lead. The 1-0. Away yet again, 2-0. Couple of pitches in a row now for Salinas that have missed on the outer half of the plate.
Now we have those changes for you now. Zane Holmes takes over behind the plate. Gustafson's at first base for Broadus, Ollinger for Reynolds at second, and Loveless for Catalano in right.
Foul back, 2-1.
Yeah, that's a 2-1 pitch. That's wheelhouse and a great hack there from Heckman.
Saw a lot of changes from the Red Tails yesterday as well, and that's when their offense kind of flipped the switch, allowed them to get back into this game. A lot of those guys who were really solid last night off the bench in the starting lineup today. The 2-1 in the dirt. Heckman put up a stop sign up to Johnston telling him to stay at second. Already had some mistakes at the bases for the Stompers this game. Trying not to add another. Hitters count. Johnson looks at that one for a high ball 4.
This is Stompers' chance to get back in this ball game, extend the lead. Heckman had something to say to Anthony Shepler.
Heckman on first, Johnson at second, 2 down for Anthony Shepler. Yet to reach today. Trying to give the Stompers their first lead of the evening. Looks at that one away for a called ball.
It's a great take.
Only the sun touching the right field wall here at Arnold Field. Lights starting to turn on. The 1-0. Fouled back, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. They get 2-1.
Yeah, Shepler's come up with a runner in scoring positions a couple times now. He swung first pitch both times. He flew out to center. That was in the 4th inning. And then yesterday, bases loaded, 1 out. He swung first pitch and popped out to second.
The 2-1. High ball 3. Salinas losing it a little.
2 quick outs, and now wheels are.
This was a trend that we
coming off
saw
the wagon.
yesterday as well, Kieran. 2-out rallies were big for both teams. And the Stompers 7-3 win on opening day. 3-1 count, hitters count to Shepler with 2 on. The windup, the delivery. Swung on, foul, just under it.
That's your pitch. 3-1 hitters count. You got a fastball in the zone. Just could not put the right swing on it.
The Novato native, Shepler.
Big at bat for Shepler. Tough season last year. Trying to show these coaches he should be in the lineup.
3-2 in the dirt. Runners take off. They can stay in scoring position. Load him up for Kays de Romelar.
And this is kind of the guy you want up in this spot. He's the 9-hitter, but he's had arguably the 2 best at-bats of the day. A 9-pitch at-bat. He singled in the 3rd inning, and then in the 4th inning, hit a very hard line drive into left, and maybe that's what Merriweather's going to go tell him.
Words over at third, words over at first. de Romelar is going to hear out his walk-up song, The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. Trying to break the lead, break this tie.
I like that one.
Give the Stompers a lead.
There is action in the bullpen for the Red Tails. I think they're...
You know, the chain was recorded down in Sausalito. A very spotty recording session for Fleetwood Mac. Multiple divorces going on in the band at the time. Rumors, one of the greatest albums of all time, Karen.
It's up there.
de Romelar.
The new second baseman, Ollinger, wanted a new glove during that meeting, and I don't think he got one.
Well, that's a shame.
Maybe hit it at him. He has an outfielder's glove on, and he's playing second base.
de Romelar back into the batter's box. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch looked at for a strike. And as you said, if there's anyone you want up, de Romelar knows how to work a count, put pressure on Salinas, the lefty who's looked vulnerable with 2 outs. The 0-1 blocked.
Zane Holmes has his work cut out for him.
Has been tested a couple of times since checking in.
Stompers have left the bases loaded 4 times in 12 innings. It's 1 out of every 3 innings.
The 1-1 blocked by Holmes yet again. Hey, you know what? Maybe with that math you could get into you, Chicago.
I don't have my abacus with me. I did that one in my head.
Look at you, man. Proud of you.
Thank you.
2 balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded to de Romelar.
They're going to say I used a calc. I promise you. That one's all in my head.
Looked out. All 3 hitters count. The only thing in de Romelar's head, and his hair, to be fair, which is on top of his head, advance a runner. 3-1 hit into center field, and it drops for a base hit. 1 run comes across the plate. Another scores 2. 5-3 Stompers. de Romelar takes off for second. A 2-run single gives Sonoma a 2-run lead. It's 5-3 Stompers, bottom of the 5th.
That's a 2-out rally. Salinas gets the first 2 out. Johnston single. Heckman walk. Shepler walk. Big swing there from Kays. He's looked hitterish all night in the 9-hole, and he's going to get his props after that. And beautiful piece of hitting to the opposite field.
And it does not get any easier. Trent Keys to the plate. A single and 2 walks. Hits that one into opposite territory. Drifting foul and under it. Caught for out number 3. First time being put down today. A nice play by Work in foul territory, but not before a 2-out rally scores 2 runs. Sonoma 5, Red Tails 3. We head to the top of the 6th. Top of the sixth, Stompers lead 5-3 after the 2-run fifth. And some changes to note. Alec Murray makes his debut, relieving Keller Osborne. After 1 inning of work from Osborne, 2 strikeouts, zeros across the board on the other side. Alec Murray, the Fordham freshman. And some changes defensively for Sonoma. So we'll get to those in a second. Willem Lovelace hitting from the left-hand side, fouls that one back. 0-2. Another one of the changes for the Red Tails. Some of the changes of note, Bryson Ayala relieves Ben Sebastiani. Ayala's at short. Deromalar moves from short to second. Bonfili's into the game relieving Shepler. Bonfili's the one behind the dish as that one's hit sharply into center field, giving chase, and it drops. Willem Lovelace with his first hit of 2026 for the Red Tails. Relieving Catalano of Dooney. That brings up Pablo Osio. As I was saying, Carlson's now over at first.
And McCown's now going to DH for Sonoma.
So we're going to miss strike one. Osio couldn't catch up to the heat there from Murray. Nothing, one on, nobody out here after the lead-out knock from Lovelace. Low, ball one. Of course, you are expecting a lot of changes in these non-league games, a chance for both managers to see who they can rely on as the summer goes on for the Stompers, especially once CCL play begins. The count is 1-1. Chopped over to first and into foul territory. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first. No outs here in the top of the sixth. Hit into opposite territory, going foul. Count remains 1-2. New batter on deck. It's Vincent Gianni Ollinger coming in for Kai Reynolds. A 1-2 to Osio. Looked at, got him. Strike 3 looking. A backwards K in the book for Alec Murray, his first of the summer. That brings up Vincent Gianni Ollinger, the San Carlos native, 0 for 2 last night with a strikeout. 1 down, 1 on. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Now batting, number 4, Vincent Ollinger.
Alec Murray, 6'6" righty, Kieran. One of the tallest guys on this roster, 235 pounds. That comes with some gas.
Yeah, not great for the Rams, but again, these true freshmen, even getting run is impressive.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Can't catch up to it.
It's hard to catch up to that one. You're coming down from such a high angle. It's already a steep mound in Sonoma. 6'6", and he comes pretty sharply over the top.
It really says what the Fordham coaching staff thinks of Murray. Gave him a start as a freshman, also earned a win versus FDU in April. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Alec Murray with the heat for his second strikeout of the summer. Back-to-back Ks for the Fordham Ram.
Now batting, number 16, Isaiah Work.
That brings up Isaiah Work. After the leadoff hit, Murray's struck out back-to-back. Work trying to avoid that fate. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Good block by Bonfili. Murray's got some great swing and miss stuff.
Yeah, it's a sharp fastball, and then that looked like a heavy changeup. He has another breaking ball as well.
A gaze over to first from Murray. The windup, the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike two. The Red Tails cannot catch up to the heat of Alec Murray. Swing and miss stuff from the righty. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Bonfili picks it up, throw over to first in time. 3 Ks for Murray's debut. Talk about making an impression on the Stompers crowd. It's 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Stompers lead. Welcome back here. It's bottom of the 6th. Mateo Heredia gets his first look at a new pitcher for the Red Wings. It's Liam Kropp. We're leaving Kingston Salinas of duties, the Cal Lutheran righty, 6'4", 195 pounds. The windup, the delivery inside for a called ball 2. Just had a little, are you smarter than a 5th grader with congressional candidate Eric Jones. I'm happy to say that he got all 3 questions right. Proving that your candidates for Congress this year is indeed smarter than a 5th grader. Liam Kropp relieving Kingston Salinas, as I said, of duty. Salinas gave up 2 runs in a 2-out rally for the Stompers. Liam Kropp hoping to put up a 0 on the scoreboard. Sonoma's put up crooked numbers in back-to-back innings. The 2-0 breaking ball finds the zone. Or rather, 1 breaking ball makes it 2-2. Kropp put up a It's 9.49 ERA this past season with Cal Lutheran. An fall back from a 4.0 ERA his freshman year. Sharply hit over to second, caught for out number 1.
Yeah, nice play from Ollinger. His first test in there defensively. Catches the line drive from Heredia.
That brings up Nick Sebastiani. One down, nobody on here. Sebastiani, 1 for 2 today with a walk and a single. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Sebastiani looking to go deep on the miss swing. Third on the Stompers in home runs last summer, including a walk-off in the CCL North title game. The 0-1. Chopped over to third into foul territory, 0-2. Crop on paper for the Red Tails looks to be a guy that they can really rely on, someone who has a lot more college experience than a lot of their pitching staff, with 2 complete seasons with Cal Lutheran. Swing and a miss, dropped by the catcher Holmes.
Nick Sebastiani, a new lease on life. He probably should have been gone there. That's when you have to squeeze if you're Zane Holmes.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Holmes once again can't make the squeeze.
Keep giving Nick Sebastiani chances. He's going to make you pay.
What does Crop go to here? He's gotten some swing and misses so far. The 0-2 once more. Looked at breaking ball, just misses. Again, a really nice pitch from Crop. The 1-2. Hit up the middle, right off Crop's glove. Sebastiani digs for first, and they get him out. Heads up play from Liam Crop. Puts 2 outs on the scoreboard. No runs so far in this inning, but we know what the Stompers can do with 2 outs.
Number 52, Hunter Carlson.
And it starts with Hunter Carlson. First out of the 5th inning on the high hit ball to the catcher fielded by Holmes. First pitch. Looked at on the outer half of the plate for a called strike. Bryson Ayala on deck for his first AB of the evening. Defensive substitution over at short. The 0-1 outside on the breaking ball, 1-1.
Yeah, Crop might just eat up the rest of these innings here. See how much length you can get out of him. I don't know how many arms are left for the Red Tails. Nobody down in the bullpen down the left field line.
Used a few guys last night, a few so far today. The last 2 pitchers for California each went an inning. Crop a strike away from getting out of this one. The 1-2 to Carlson. Inside, ball 2. Couple of the Tigers fans to our left thought that was strike 3. All 2s on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foul ball off of someone. Off of a... It wasn't off of someone, excuse me for the scare. I believe it might have been off of the scoreboard in down that third base line.
Yeah, that was right by our general manager, Chase Anderson. I mean, if that ball injures Chase, organization will fall apart.
Oh, don't say that, Karen. Chopper over to short, throw over to first. In time, out number 3. Despite the scare for our general manager, he's still standing. The Stompers still have a lead. Kieran Costa takes you home on the top of the 7th. It's 5-3 Stompers here on the Stompers Broadcast Network.
Jaden Ramos into the game. Delta College, he was only a hitter, a couple games at catcher, ended up redshirting his freshman season. From Elk Grove, he stands 5'10", 185. Comes in to replace Alec Murray, who gave up a leadoff single and then struck out the side. Dominic Scafani leads off against Ramos, and the first pitch is popped up, back and out of play. Bonfili gives it a look. Let's set the defense. There's been some changes over the last couple innings. It goes Keys, Sebastiani, Johnston left to right. That doesn't change. A whole new infield. Mateo Heredia at third. Bryson Ayala at shortstop. Kays DeRomalar moves to second. And from catcher to first base goes Hunter Carlson. Ramos misses upstairs. The count's 1-1. Scafani, Holmes, and Polizzati, barring a pinch hitter. Visiting half of the 7th, 5-3 Stomps. Ramos called strike, outside edge. One-two coming. Ramos from the wind. He took too long, and Scafani will call timeout. Just about 2 hours and 20 minutes after first pitch. The 1-2 is low. We play in the top of the 7th.
And Ramos has a really, high expectation to live up to. The last couple pitchers, Osmond and Murray for the Stompers, were shut down. Two guys that I wouldn't be surprised if Zach Pace relies in late game situations the first, couple games of his CCL season.
As that was Ethan Kwok in for Scafani, and now he's done as he heads back to the dugout. Kwok down via the K.
That's now 4 plate appearances for Kwok, 4 strikeouts this series. Golden sombrero last night.
Tough go. And that's 4 straight that have struck out, dating back to last inning. Holmes takes low, 1-0. Zane Holmes grounded out in his first at-bat back in the 4th. Holmes a right-handed hitter. Ramos delivers outside 2-0. Stompers will have Ayala, Johnston, and McCown due up. 2-0 coming from Ramos. Popped up, right side. Bonfili gives it a look. but it gets up and over, lands on the Stomper Snack Shack. Bolzati out
You have a
on deck. He's been on base twice.
a red tail sticker on it. You might want to check your card.
Two balls and one strike, righty on righty. Ramos to Holmes. The delivery. Outside corner. John Pierce took his time but called it a strike. We're level at 2-2.
Just had our on-field MC, hey Trey, say that a blue Chevy got hit with a baseball, I believe. I heard the word blue and I had a heart attack here. And
That one misses low 3-2.
I have a blue
But
car,
he
but
said
I
with
parked
the red
close.
tail sticker on it. I hope you don't have one of those.
No, I do not, Kieran. You don't have to worry.
Full count to Zane Holmes. Jaden Ramos stares into Bonfili to get the sign. Comes home. Called strike 3, outside corner. Back-to-back punch-outs to start the frame for Jaden Ramos, and 5 consecutive red tails have gone via the K.
Kieran, I don't think it's a coincidence that once the pitching staff is shut down and has gone to all these strikeouts, the lineup has responded. You're working 2 different parts in baseball, and if one's working well, the other one's bound to pick up at another point.
That's exactly what the pitching staff has done after the red tails got 2 in the first. It's been 4 straight zeros. Ramos ready to put up a 5th, and he'll do it from ahead in the count to Gaetano Polizzotti. Singled, walked, and lined out to left. A very nice play by Trent Keys back in the 5th. Stares into the sign and skips it in there.
And that
55-footer, kicked straight to the screen and got way up there.
That one was like one of our first loves, Kieran, a little cricket pitch right there.
know,
Bowl,
really was.
excuse me. Full Yorker from
It really was.
from Ramos.
Would have been a beauty. 1-1 pitch. Just misses off the corner away. Bonfili stuck that one, but John Pierce didn't bite. Caden Gustafson out on deck. 2-1 home. Low 3-1. That second hitter in a row to work a full count against Ramos. Five 3 Sonoma, top of inning number 7. Ramos shakes. Now he's on the same page with Bonfili. The 3-1 is sent in the air to center field. Sebastiani goes back, now comes in. Battling the lights, he makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Tails in the 7th. Time to stretch in Sonoma. The Stompers lead it by the score of 5-3. Liam Kropp starts his second inning of work, and he'll face Bryson Ayala, who came in the game and took over at shortstop defensively. Ayala out of the 8th spot yesterday, 0 for 2 with a walk. He swings first pitch, sends it to center. Cruising under it is the center fielder. I think that's Kwok who makes the catch. So Ayala swings first pitch off the bench. Hard to come in as a pinch hitter. He's retired there. Kropp's retired all 4 he's faced.
Now batting from Bellarmine, number 5, Connor Johnston.
Johnston, a left-handed hitter, takes a called strike. Nice pitch. Johnston redshirted his first year for the Knights of Bellarmine. 1 for 4 with a double last night. 1 for 2 with a walk and a couple runs scored. Takes up and away. Beg your pardon, he's 2 for 3, a couple of singles, and he bounced into a double play. Awaits a 1-1 from Kropp. The tall righty comes to the plate and fools him on a breaking ball. Kropp's looked good out of the bullpen. The 3rd name called out of that pen.
And I think that's to be expected. You know, if you just look at his scouting report, he's one of the more reliable arms they've had, a guy who's actually gotten multiple years of college experience under his belt.
Johnston hits it hard but foul down the third base side, right over the third base dugout. That belongs to the Red Tails for the final time in 2026. But Berkovich honors come to town tomorrow. The Stompers have Sunday and Monday off before starting up league play against San Luis Obispo. 1-2 pitch, low, 2-2.
And that's something you're not going to see a ton of from Kropp. I mean, one of the biggest things that stand out to you about his numbers at Cal Lutheran really limits the walks. 5 walks in 12 1/3 innings this past season. 5 walks his freshman year as well, and 9.
Johnston strikes out swinging. First K for Kropp, and it was a challenge pitch in the zone. He just had Johnston fooled quickly 2 away, and Gage McCown will fill in as the new designated hitter. He got the start at catcher in yesterday's game. He was hit by a pitch and struck out. A very good defensive catcher from Cal State University, Northridge. A pitch to him, caught on and missed. Kropp went upstairs, and McCown went to chase it.
The only switch hitter on the roster for Sonoma. That's a real nice asset to have if you're Zach Pace.
0-1 coming. He's heading from the right side. He's late on a fastball, 0-2. There's been some stirring in the bullpen for the Red Tails. Nobody up right now.
But it's interesting because he's going up against a righty, and he's hitting from the right-hand side as a switch hitter.
They're just more comfortable from that side. 0-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. 6 up, 6 down for Liam Kropp out of the bullpen. To the 8th inning we go. Sonoma leads it 5-3. Caden Gustafson will bat against a new arm, Mason Cortez. Redshirted last year at Delta College. Didn't play. From Danville, California. Pitched at De La Salle High School. 6-foot righty will face Caden Gustafson, Beckett Montgomery, and Willem Lovelace. Osborne, Murray, and Ramos have thrown up zeros in the last 3 innings as Cortez misses low with his first pitch. 1-0.
And De La Salle is just such an athletic powerhouse in the
Really
area.
is. Swing and a miss. It's a good pitch from Cortez.
And so many guys come out of that school, especially the football team. I mean, one of the better schools in the area.
1-1. Low 2-1. Gustafson struck out in his only at bat off the bench.
Cortez experience with summer ball last year with the California Tigers. Similar team to the Red Tails.
2-1s popped up back behind the plate, and it's out of play. Bonfili was staring up at the heavens, no idea where that ball was. Lucky for him, it ended up over the bleachers and out of play.
Just one of those teams that kind of, the Red Tails and the Tigers, 2 teams that are kind of nomadic. Bounce around up and down the state.
2-2. Struck him out swinging. Slider and a good one. It's like an airbender from up here in the booth.
Now batting, number 7.
I mean, that was a beautiful, beautiful breaking ball.
Airbender is the nickname for Anthony Bender's changeup, the reliever for the Marlins, as this pitch misses high. Anthony Bender attended Casa Grande High School, coached by Stompers pitching coach Paul Maidoreno. Spencer Torkelson, also a Coach Mayo product. 1-0, high again, 2-0.
That's such a valuable asset to have in the dugout when you have a guy like that with serious major league experience and bringing up guys at such a young age to that level. It's invaluable.
Fastball called strike, 2-1. Game picking up pace here in the later innings. 7 straight Red Tails have been retired, and 7 straight Stompers have been retired. That one misses low. That streak in jeopardy. It's 3 balls and a strike to Beckett Montgomery. Singled, bounced into 2, and struck out. The 3-1 pitch. Cortez delivers high ball 4. That will bring up Willem Lovelace, who singled in his only trip. Stompers looking to turn a double play and get out of here in the 8th.
And Lovelace's hit was a hard hit one into opposite field. Really nice piece of hitting right there from Lovelace last time up.
Open stance, takes a called strike, 1-0. Jake Verwill chatting up with some Stompers in the dugout. Verwill played a couple seasons in Sonoma. His career ended in 2024. One ball and a strike to the hitter, Willem Lovelace. Short leadoff first for Montgomery. Takes a secondary, doesn't go. There's that breaker again. It's outside, 2-1. And Nate, we sort of dropped into a rhythm here, but this is the tying run at the plate. Left on right matchup, it favors Lovelace, the hitter. 2-1, way inside, 3-1.
And this is when the Red Tails turned it on last night. It was in that 8th inning where they got 3 on the board to make it a 1-run game. Far from over, Kieran.
3-1 pitch coming. Hit hard but foul towards Ryan Cooney in the third base coaching box. Counts full 3-2.
If Lovelace is just a tad earlier, he sends it into opposite field for another base hit like he did the first time through. And likely, gets the runner into scoring position. Would be a big deal.
3-2 pitch. Pop foul out of play. Good fight from Loveless, who just spoiled that one.
And that's clearly his MO. You know, be late on these swings, try and send it into opposite field. We've seen it work for stompers like Ben Sebastiani, working for Loveless as well.
Loveless, Albany High School, 3-2 pitch. Broken bat. There's a ground ball back up the middle. Ayala throws him out at first base. And where did that bat end up? A shattered bat. The handle went up the first base line. And
it's on the kind of the netting that covers the Stompers bullpen and right next to the dugout.
And that's
why you have that netting
dangerous. That's a jagged piece of wood that flew into the crowd. The putout goes 6-3. The runner goes to second base. And the first pitch to Osio is a ball.
I mean, great job by Ayala just to flip that one over to first. Not try to do anything, you know, try and force the double play to get out of the inning.
Wes Meyer will hit for Osio in the DH spot. He's ahead 1-0. Just misses. Close pitch, 2-0.
College of Marin product from Reno, Nevada. Meyer, usually a catcher.
2-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. And that's a textbook broken bat. That pitch is bearing in on the hands. He quite literally sawed him off. Willem Lovelace providing some firewood if you want a early summer bonfire after the game. 2-1 pitch. Splits the plate below the knees. The count's 3-1.
Kieran, you know wildfires are always a risk in this region.
I do know wildfires are always a risk in this region. A safe bonfire after the game.
Thanks for the clarification.
No problem. Smokey has taught you well. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Got into a hitter's count. Tried to take advantage and couldn't.
I mean, it's wood bats are not something you see too often if you're a player at this level. It's really only in these summer leagues when you play with them.
3-2. Just low ball 4. That's a nice at-bat for Meyer off the bench, and that means the tying runs at first base, the go-ahead runs at the plate, and it's Ollinger. Second walk of the inning for Cortez. First pitch, Ollinger hits it high in the air. Shallow left field, could be trouble. Out goes Heredia in foul ground. Fighting the lights, he makes the catch. Cortez walks a couple, but he leaves them there and escapes unscathed. We head to the bottom of inning number 8. The Stompers still lead the Red Tails by a score of 5-3. Bottom half of inning number 8, Andrew Bonfili's first at-bat of the day. Starts with a ball that bounces in there. It's 1-0. Bonfili, DeRomular, and Keys. Stompers trying to add some insurance. They lead by 2. Bottom of inning number 8, looking for a 2-game sweep of the Red Tails to open up the 26 campaign. Andrew swings and misses. The count's 1-1.
I mean, even just a run would make you feel
A
a
whole
lot
lot
better.
better.
A whole lot better.
Bonfili struck out and reached on an error off the bench yesterday. Here he awaits a 1-1. Outside corner called strike, and John Pierce has opened up the zone a little bit in the last 2 innings, but I think he's stayed fairly consistent.
Yeah, and that's the important thing, just being consistent. If you have a tight zone, apply it to both sides. Make it clear to the catchers what it is.
And Bonfili's drilled. They don't ask how, they just ask how many, and it's on base for the second time in as many games. That brings up Kays DeRomular, singled, lined out, and singled again. I think the hardest hit baseball of those 3 was one that found the glove. Couple RBIs for DeRomular. That's the biggest swing of a ball game up until this point. He came up 2 on, or bases loaded, 2 outs, a tie game in the 5th, and he smacked an opposite field single to give the Stompers the lead.
I mean, if I had to give a player of the game today, it would be the man with the hardest name to spell on the team.
I just want to say, too. DeRomular swings and misses, nothing in 2. Behind in the count, nothing in 2. Bonfili leads from first. Oh, 2 pitch coming. DeRomular takes up and away. It gets to the backstop. Bonfili jogs to second, holds there. That's going to be the second charge past ball to Zane Holmes.
Bonfili knows that's a deep backstop at here at Arnold Field, 2025 Stomper. He knows to take off as soon as it goes out of the hands of Holmes.
That insurance run out at second base in Bonfili, nobody out. Kays DeRomular waits on a 1-2 pitch. Crop fires, and DeRomular stays alive, fouled off at the plate. Kays a 9-pitch at bat in his first trip.
And I mean, I feel like the most valuable part of his game, obviously the hits have been crucial, but it's these long at-bats that takes these pitchers deep into their counts. Crop, this is his, he's approaching 3rd inning of work here. Arm's going to be getting tired in his first appearance of the summer.
1-2, DeRomular takes. That one kicks high off the screen. That one not on Holmes. That's a wild pitch. So Bonfili was hit on a 1-2 pitch. He went to second on a pass ball, 3rd on a wild pitch, and now what would extend the Stomper lead to 3 is 90 feet away.
And yeah, I do feel like Crop's kind of, the command's losing a little bit here in this 8th inning. We haven't seen pitches like that from him all evening until now.
2-2 pitch coming to DeRomular, and Kay strikes out swinging. That's a nice pitch from Crop, elevated the fastball. And that's the first time we've seen Kays go down via the K this year. 3rd strikeout.
Way to come back at him after that wild pitch. Attack high, elevate the heat, and it did its job.
This is a very interesting decision from Ryan Cooney to play the infield back. I feel like you're trying to cut down this run at the plate any way possible. Keys, a guy that puts the ball in place so well, takes outside. I talk about it with Keys all the time. He gets ahead in the count, and then he has the leverage as he does here.
Is there a thought to squeeze home, squeeze a bunt?
I think a lot of guys in this lineup, Zach Pace does like the the squeeze play, but TK is swinging the bat too well to take it out of his hands. 1-0 is popped foul.
Because then also, obviously, you still hit into the outfield. That still probably scores the run.
A ground ball scores a run.
Yeah.
Walk, single pop out for Keys, who played in last year's CCL North title. He came in struggling a little bit. He had 3 doubles, which doubled his season total in that game. 1-1 pitch is bounced towards second. You play the infield back, you give up the run, and Trent Keys does his job. That's a great piece of hitting from TK25. The putout goes for 3. It's an RBI on the ledger for Keys.
A very respectable applause right there from the crowd here at Arnold Field.
And
they know how big that run is, and it came in the most casual way possible. Just a ground ball over to second that probably could have been a play at the plate if you're playing more in.
Yeah, maybe a question for him after the game. Why don't you bring the infield in that spot? Heredia swings and bounces it towards Dave Hoke. It's a foul ball. The Stompers' rally was a hit by pitch, a pass ball, a wild pitch, and an RBI ground out. Small ball to a T all evening long here in Sonoma, really over the last 2. 0-1 pitch on the way to Mateo Heredia. He lined out in his first trip. There, he started and went around, says the home plate umpire, John Pierce. He's deep in the hole. Wesley Harwell up and loosening. It looks like it'll be his 9th. 0-2 pitch, high 1-2.
As it stands, still a save situation.
A safe situation.
Obviously wouldn't go into the stats book for CCL play, but that's a momentum that you want to have going into league play.
And show the coaches you can pitch in a high leverage situation. 1-2. Heredia takes inside and low 2-2. Close pitch.
And that's more valuable than any stat could be at this point in the season.
Valuable for the player. He's trying to get as much run as possible, and Zach Pace and the rest of his staff trying to figure out who they can plug in what situations. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Inside 3-2. Three-two pitch misses low ball 4. The inning will continue for Nick Sebastiani.
Now batting from Santa Rosa Junior College, number 6, Nick.
Sebastiani walked, singled, grounded into a fielder's choice, and then hit a line drive off of Kropp's glove, and he threw him out. So now it's officially the 2nd time through for Liam Kropp, or it was with Mateo Heredia. It's 0-1 on Sebastiani.
Advantage there goes to the lineup. You know what you're getting out of him. You see his angle, you see his pitch release, you see how he moves on him. That's a big advantage, especially for a guy like Nick Sebastiani.
Sebastiani sends it foul and out of play up over the Stompers' bullpen. Oh, 2 just misses. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sebastiani, a right-handed hitter, awaits the 1-2 pitch from the righty Kropp. That one's hit hard to center field. Kwok is over in and makes the catch. The Stompers get 1 insurance run. It'll be up to Wesley Harwell to slam the door on the Red Tails when we come back for the top of the 9th. Don't go anywhere. It's Stompers Baseball on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
number 16, Isaiah Work.
Isaiah Work, the 9-hitter, comes in to face Wesley Harwell, the junior from USF. Comes to us from Mountain View, California, down on the peninsula. He faces 9-1-2. His first pitch is low, 1-0. Looking to pick up the save here on the second game of the year as we creep closer to the 3-hour mark on a Friday evening turning into night. 1-0. High 2-0. You can't let a guy get on here.
No.
Things get dicey when a guy gets on.
Especially if you lead off man. Even with one out, it feels dicey. Find the zone, attack him, get some outs.
Kwok singled twice and struck out. You got to fill up the zone if you're Harwell. He does. A very, very weak wave from Kwok.
Harwell, 5 appearances this past season with the USF Dons. ERA just south of 12.
2 balls and 1 strike to Isaiah Work, the 9-hitter playing third base. Outside 3-1.
But the nice thing for Harwell is that it's a new season. It's the summer. It's not the spring. You come in with an ERA of 0. You can keep it after just 1 inning of work here.
3-1 to Work. Kwok in the on-deck circle. The pitch. High ball 4. And so to first base goes Work. To the plate comes Kwok. And to the on-deck circle goes the tying run. Brings up Ethan Kwok, who came into the game and struck out.
Now batting, number 3, Ethan Kwok.
Stompers middle infield already turned a double play. They look to turn another. Harwell agrees on a sign with Bonfili and misses way outside, 1-0. Mason Cortez pitched to the 8th. He walked a couple, left him there, and picked up a K. Drama building in inning number 9. Stompers lead at 6-3. Harwell, a high set at the Stompers scripted across his chest. Finds the outside corner there, 1-1.
Big to find the zone there. Big to find the zone on a pitch like that.
For the very least, for his own confidence. One offer, low, 2-1. Way to keep it in front if you're Andrew Bonfili. Ethan Kwok steps out and now digs back in from the right side. Harwell with that high set, stares in and delivers. Missed somewhere, 3-1, and one more wide one would send the tying run to the plate with nobody out. Harwell looking to induce a double play, or at the very least, get an out of any kind. Three balls, 1 strike. The runner Work from first not going. The pitch is high ball 4, back-to-back walks from Wesley Harwell.
That's now back-to-back 3-1 pitches for Harwell that have missed high. Granted, that one a little bit closer to the plate, but still, that's why he's having some words with K's de Romelar.
And that run that the Stompers picked up in the last of the 8th looking even more important now.
Yes.
Holmes only represents the tying run, not the winning one. 6-3 your score. Harwell comes home, fouled at home plate, and now he's ahead of a hitter. It's 0-1.
And that's a completely different mindset now.
Now you're ahead. Work ahead. Pitch like it. For the Red Tails, it was 2 in the second and 1 in the 4th for Sonoma. 3 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 8th. The 0-1 offer. Off the glove of Bonfili. The runners each take their 90 feet. Pass ball charge to Andrew, and no more double play in order. The count's 1-1.
And now excuse me, 2 runs in scoring position. The tying run at the plate. Yeah, that third run that run that gave the Stompers a 3-1 lead in the 8th has been looking more and more crucial as this inning chugs along.
Bonfili's got to squeeze that.
Absolutely.
1-1 pitch to the backstop, but holding is Isaiah Work. You can't make it out at the plate, but neither of the runners on the bases matter. They would only make it a 2-run and then 1-run game. More importantly, that pitch missed. It's 2-1.
If anything, it takes a little bit of stress off of Harwell. I would say you have 2 things to worry about on the bases. Take one off. These base runners don't matter to you right now. It's the guy at the plate that does.
Stompers infield back. They trade a run for an out any day of the week. This one's bounced foul at home plate, 2-2. Harwell for the first time this inning, a pitch away from a strikeout. Feels like he's been working from behind all day. Paul Izzotti out on deck. 2-2 home. Just misses 3-2.
Holmes thought the count was at 3-2.
The Stompers
He was ready to toss that bot.
The Stompers faithful thought it was a called strike 3. Payoff pitch. Things getting real dicey. Harwell delivers. Inside ball, 4 bases juiced.
And now you got an
now
arm.
the Stompers need to work a magic.
And now you got an arm tossing in the bullpen for Sonoma.
That's a righty. Righty. Don't really want to put anyone in this situation. Mike Nunez is going to come out to the mound, and he has a whole lot to say here, you'd hope, to try and make this 9th inning any easier. Harwell's come in with a 3-run lead. It's been walk, walk, and walk. And Gaetano Polizzotti comes up. He singled in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, lined out in the 5th, and flew out in the 7th.
I believe that is Gage McCown warming up in the bullpen right now. Currently the DH in the lineup.
Yeah, 2-way guy. He said he told Zach Pace he wants the ball at the end of the game. I don't think he wants to come into a situation with the bases loaded and nobody out.
This is where we really see the magic of Mike Nunez being tested. Every single time we've said this, he comes out for a mound visit. The pitcher comes out and gets outs. That's all you have to do if you're Harwell. You got 3 runners on. The only one that matters is the one at first. You just need to get outs. If that's a sac fly to advance the runner at 3rd, that's fine. You just have to worry about the guy at first. Keep him there if possible. Keep him out of scoring position. All that's in the mind of Wesley Harwell.
Stompers looking to trade outs any which way they can. Already even with the bag at 3rd, the first baseman Carlson way off the line. The pitch. Check swing. Appeal. No swing. 1-0.
Good block by Bonfili in the dirt.
Paul Izzotti started, but then he stopped. Caden Gustafson on deck. You just got to worry about the hitter. 1-0. Inside 2-0.
The tight zone coming back. I feel like it's advantage the Red Tails a little bit more than the Stompers this game.
2 balls and no strikes. Polizzotti wants to do some damage. Here it is. He takes inside. He can't command the fastball or the breaker. One more wide one would force home a run. And then the go-ahead runs at first. Harwell needs to battle back. His 3-0 pitch is coming to Polizzotti. It's low ball for a 4-pitch walk with the bases loaded. And now the question is, how quickly can Gage McCown get ready in that Stomper bullpen? 4 straight walks have yielded a run. Work to the plate. Kwok to 3rd. Holmes to 2nd. Polizzotti to 1st with an RBI. And here comes Zach Pace. 2nd mound visit of the inning. That might do it. He's staring into the dugout down that right field line. Pace taking his time to the mound, trying to give McCown as many pitches as possible, and it looks like Gage is going to get the ball. A hairy situation in the 9th. 3 on, 1 in. The lead's just 2. Disappointing outing for Harwell. McCown can make it all better if he can somehow escape this jam. Don't go anywhere. A thrilling conclusion next on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. Gage McCown comes into the scariest situation you can ask a pitcher to come into. Bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the 9th inning, your lead's just 2. McCown for the Cal State University Northridge staff made 12 appearances, 1 was a start, so he was mainly out of the bullpen. He gave up 6 earned runs over 15.2 innings. That's good for a 3.45 ERA. His problem was the long ball. He gave up 4. He comes in for a called strike. 6 walks to 8 strikeouts. So the command not the issue. It's leaving one over the plate for McCown.
And that would give the Red Tails a lead.
Gustafson awaits the 0-1. Fastball called strike, 0-2.
A 2-run lead, in fact, making the job of the Stompers lineup a little bit more harder if it comes to it. But he looks nails so far through 2 pitches.
Has to put away Gustafson. Here it comes. Low, great job by Bonfili.
He's been tested in this 9th inning. And a lot of times Bonfili has protected the ball from getting past him.
McCown looks ready to go out on the hill. Not daunted by the moment. His first pitching appearance. 1-2. Fouled off. Challenged him with a fastball. Bottom third of the zone. Beckett Montgomery on deck.
And McCown, as a catcher, knows the zone really well. While he hasn't caught today, he knows that it's tight. He knows where he needs to put it.
Got him swinging. Went way upstairs. Gustafson wanted to pull up his swing but couldn't. One away. Just what the doctor ordered. Second K for Gustafson today. That's spot in the lineup. Struck out 5 times.
Gustafson took off his helmet before even halfway back to the dugout. He was frustrated with that swing, and how could you not be?
Montgomery's walked and singled. He swings and misses late on a fastball, 0-1.
Montgomery's problem last night was the swing and miss. Both plate appearances a strikeout.
He struck out once today and bounced into 2. Stompers would take either of those here. 0-1 pitch. Foul back to the screen, 0-2. And now, McCown in the same spot he was against Gustafson. He dictates the at-bat from this point. A Red Tail leads from every base. Stompers clinging to a 6-4 advantage. The pitch. Up and away, 1-2. I like the pitch selection.
First ball of the at-bat in a moment like this is massive right there. He can attack the zone. He's going to keep doing it.
1-2. Goes to the hook. It drops in there. Beckett Montgomery asked John Pierce if it hit him. It did not. The curveball drops in there. Back-to-back strikeouts. McCown a pitcher away from a magic act.
Now batting, number 2, Willem Loveless.
Willem Loveless, left-handed hitter. Stompers can get out of it anyway now. In there for a called strike 1.
Frustrated with that one. Loveless, a little head shake, like, was that really a strike, Blue?
0-1. High 1-1. One ball, one strike, the pitch. Line foul back to the screen. Let's catch you up. The Stompers lead it 6-4. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. The Red Tails had the bases loaded with nobody out with a run already in. McCown's come in, he's struck out 1. He's struck out 2. He's ready to deal a 1-2 pitch to Willem Loveless. Sets at the belt and delivers. Outside 2-2. Drama continuing to build. McCown working at his own pace. He shakes off Bonfili. Now they agree. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch struck him out swinging. Gage McCown, you are a magician. He strikes out the side. He leaves him loaded. And the Stompers start the 2026 season 2-0 with a sweep of the California Red Tails.
As you exit the seating area, please remember to pick up any trash that's going to
That was magnificent out of the bullpen from Gage McCown.
Gutsy. Gutsy is the only word you can use to describe that. You said magnificent, you said magical. That's guts, Kieran. To come in with the bases loaded, nobody out. You've already seen 1 run come across the plate, and you strike out the side. You strike out the side like it was nothing. That is gutsy from Gage McCown. He says he wants the ball in late game situations and save situations. There's it is. There's your audition. You knocked it out of the park.
That he did. My goodness, we'll get you a winning pitcher in a moment and a loser as well. McCown gets the save in a game that lasted 3 hours and 10 minutes exactly. For those that stuck it out here in Sonoma, you saw the drama, and it was high drama in the 9th. How do you like that from Gage McCown? He's the save. I think the win goes to Keller Osbin, and the loss goes to Kingston Salinas. So one more time, your winner is Osbin, your loser is Salinas. The save goes to Gage McCown. The Stompers are 2-0. That's beautiful baseball. And there's really, I'm running out of words to describe that from Gage McCown. Goodness.
Magical, magnificent.
I know.
Majestical, mythical. I mean, all the M's you could think of, Karen, you might as well use them.
McCown goes 1 inning, and he strikes out the side, and he leaves him loaded. So he has 3 inherited runners. None have come across. Stompers outlast the Red Tails by the final score of 6-4. We need no bottom of the 9th. Your lines 6-8-1 beat 5-7-1. Stompers sweep the Red Tails. They finish out of league play to open up the season against the Berkovich Honors. First pitch at 6:05. Pregame starts at 5:40. Right back here tomorrow. Stompers win. Osbin over Salinas. McCown the save. 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Beats 5 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. For Lucas Sebastiani on the stats and my broadcast partner, Nate Martin. Stompers win it by the final of 6-4. I'm Kieran Costa saying so long from Sonoma.